what do you got?
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Mens rea?
Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea? We take blood? Can you do it without taking blood? We both use condoms. How is this possible? I want to see a doctor. Can I have an independent blood test?
Money!
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God! No!
Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. It's me, Legal Vices. I'm here. I'm not, Marv White says, late. No, I'm not late. A Lorax arrives exactly when he's meant to arrive. As most of you, or some of you at least know, I also do a Maritime Monday stream where we talk about maritime disasters. I just had to wrap that up and then get out of all of that stuff and rebuild for this stream, which took me, it looks like 7 minutes, which is good because I was 8 minutes late for my other stream for other reason. All right. Whew. Took a while to change my hat. Hey, welcome everybody, all of you new people here. Those of you that know me, hi, it's me. If you don't know who I am or what I'm doing here, well, let me tell you a little something. It's me. I live in Korea. I'm a maritime lawyer, primarily Maryland maritime and corporate lawyer. This is what I do. Things are going well for me. We do trials. We do every Monday. We do a Maritime Monday stream. We do Thursdays, OJ Simpson. And then on the other days, we do other law-related things, current events. We talk about trials. And now that the Murdaugh trial is starting today, this is what we're going to be doing. Legal Mindset, Andrew and I are going to be tag teaming this. He's hopefully asleep right now. And when he wakes up, he'll join sometime around the lunch break, around noon or 12:30 Eastern time. We'll talk a bit, and then we'll go over to his channel until it's time for me to go to sleep. Right now, it's 11:40 p.m. here, so I will probably go till 2:30 or 3. And that's kind of what we got going on. That's my channel. We do a lot of fun stuff here. I have the greatest chat on the entire YouTube platform. The Vice Squad, you guys rock. And what we do here is we don't grift for super chats. We accept super chats gratefully with open arms because that is your support for me. I deeply, deeply appreciate your donations and your support of the channel. Not required to engage with me. However, I try to talk and address as many of the things as possible in chat, but we have a huge chat, so it's impossible to get to everything. But the super chats are guaranteed to get read, get answered, get addressed. And what I do grift for is subscription. So if you haven't subscribed into something you want to do, please do me a favor and reach down there and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. The like button is important because that's what YouTube looks for. How much do you actually like this? It is legitimately one of the top things they look at. So I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button while you're here. And what we do every day, instead of continuously grifting for super chats and likes and subscriptions through the whole thing, we have a little bit of a poll for you to take. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and take our poll. And if you are a subscribed member, make sure you just double check that you're still subscribed because YouTube, they're insane and they just delete people's subscriptions for no apparent reason whatsoever. And what we're doing right now, I'm not seeing Law and Crime or Court TV feeding this yet. I'm watching one feed from WFLA, which Peter Tragos, the lawyer, he is live on television right now. I don't want to stream them because these are the guys that nail you with copyright strikes. So if one of the mods or somebody can keep an eye on like Court TV, Law and Crime, or another source to look at to watch this, once jury selection begins, looks like he's just going into the courtroom now. So if anybody can bring up a different stream than WFLA, please let me know in chat or in Twitter is probably the easiest way to do that. I'll be looking for a better feed than WFLA. They're risky for a strike. Hey, don't forget to tell them that Steve did it. Okay, while we're looking for that, let's take a peek here and see what today's poll is. I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a knife hitting a boyfriend's chest, a reference to the Courtney Clenny trial, which is upcoming in April. I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a suitcase bouncing down the stairs. Another trial should be coming up in April, the Sarah Boone trial. I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly shotgunning someone over a mattress. That's the Mattress Brothers, who are actually father and son. That case is actually starting now, but it's not being televised. Otherwise, that's the one we'd be watching. And the last one, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a loony deleting his entire family, which is not a reference to this case, wink, wink, because Murdaugh, he only allegedly deleted his wife and one son and left one son alive. So yeah, that's the poll. Take it. We'll look at it in an hour or so and see how we're going. So hopefully we'll be able to find one of the big streams that are going on here. Who knows who's going to be carrying it? Not necessarily Law and Crime and Court TV. If they follow it, great. Especially Law and Crime, because they've become much better with their trying to shut people down. So if you see it on Law and Crime or somewhere else, please let me know. Until then, yeah, I know jury selection is going on now, but we're trying to find a stream that is not WFLA, because I don't want to get just a copyright strike right out of the box and have my stream shut down. And I don't know how they are on the copyright strikes. We want someone that's cool with us watching their stream. All righty. So yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm just doing quick checks here. So if anybody else, mods, whatnot, can check, we'll see what's going on. And people are still filing into the courtroom where the jury selection's going. So I'm keeping an eye on the WFLA feed. They're talking about everything except that right now. What we can do, I guess, while we're waiting, is do a little bit of a background. You heard as a test case. That's just me. Don't be mean. Let's see. Murdaugh, MUR, EAUGH. Oops. Trial. Yeah, it still seems like WFLA is the only one that's still carrying it live right now. Let me give a listen here. Yeah, they're just passing out documents right now. Where is Kurt? Kurt's watching it now. Where is Kurt watching it at? That's a good question. Let's see. What stream is Mr. Kurt using? I'm wondering. I'm checking this out here. Uncivil law. Oops. Not uncivilized Jaleel. We don't care about uncivilized Jaleel. Uncivil law. ALEX Murdaugh. Who is he watching? Well, he's watching WFLA and he's still here, so I'm going to watch him. And if he disappears, then then we'll stop watching it. All right. All right. That's good. Let me bring this on up right now. We'll see who's see how things are going. All right.
Anyone, lawyer would.
All right, we are
what the
there.
Reason might have been, and proving motive for that,
all right,
is going to
getting
be
everybody
extraordinarily difficult for the prosecution.
These are old videos.
I know you have to go,
so.
Peter, but I'll leave you with that. As far as
Peter Tragos, the lawyer you know, this is WFLA.
Get into it
we
here
love you, WFLA.
screen,
We're just trying to improve your viewership because we
made it
love
clear
you
in the
and we
last
don't want you to
pre-trial
do
that
anything.
They believe the motive is covering up the financial crimes. And now the defense argues that he's going to commit worse crimes.
James from court is live tweeting. Is James from court in court?
Well, if it would have worked, they wouldn't have found out about the worst crimes, meaning the murder. And yes, he was trying to cover up all of the financial crimes that were coming tumbling down on top of him, literally burying him in all of these financial crimes that he's been accused of.
I think we need to do a little bit of background because I'm not sure everybody is
committed all those other
familiar with
crimes,
this
even though they
case.
haven't been proven
This is
beyond
a
a reasonable doubt.
wild
And
case.
to cover them up is the motive of this case. Without that, what's the motive? There's nothing to indicate that he hated his son or hated his wife, or they were fighting, or there was anything like that outside of the normal or the ordinary issues that you have going on in a family. But I think they do have a pretty good motive if they can talk about the financial crimes, especially because, as you mentioned, Paul was involved in that boating accident. Did his wife and did Paul know about some of his theft, some of his financial crimes, some of his fraud? What did they know exactly, I think, is also going to be difficult for the prosecution to prove, because in order for that to be a motive, they would have to prove that they even knew about it, so that killing them would even cover up those financial crimes.
When Peter gets done, we'll kind of mute the volume
and the defense is forced to argue
then do a
this
little bit of
motive back and
background.
forth. Who else potentially could have known about it? His partners, the paralegal that was the one putting some pressure on him about this check that I guess he stole the client's money allegedly. And that's what kind of made it all crumble down. Why didn't he kill her if he was going to try to cover up these financial crimes? So does that really make sense that that's a motive for killing your wife and son? Or is it more likely that they're going to bring up some alternative suspect or some alternative theory? 2 guns, 2 people. I think there's a lot of potential arguments we could see. And the fact that this was a speedy trial, we really don't know exactly how the evidence is going to be presented in the case, which is why I think opening statements are going to really give us a roadmap of what we can expect to see.
Peter Tragos, the lawyer you know. Thank you for your insight, Peter. I have a funny feeling that I'm going to be talking to you again about this case as things begin to, of course, take shape over the weeks ahead, and as we get closer to really the end of
Peter Tragos, the lawyer you know.
Not found his channel
on
Peter
WFLA.
Tragos, the lawyer you know. Go find him right now on YouTube. He's, of course,
you should. Peter's a great guy.
Platforms. He has joined me now recently as we do some stuff on some other platforms together. Peter, you're a pro. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'll catch you soon. All right.
We'll talk soon.
All righty. Peter Tragos, folks. Yeah. Great to have his perspective
Peter's
here.
A sweet guy.
He has
really,
done
really
multiple videos on this.
Yeah, James from Court is live tweeting. We already mentioned that one.
To go follow his channel. He's got some really deep insights into the Alex Murdaugh case. All right. We're going to spend a little bit longer here on stream going over your questions. I've been following some of the stuff from News Nation, who did their big hour-long special on this last night. They, of course, have video of Alex Murdaugh arriving to the courthouse in Carlton County, South Carolina.
Okay, so he's not at the courthouse yet, I guess.
And Jim, if you close that bin right there, you'll find what you're looking for. Yeah. Here in the Stream Center, folks, JB here with you live on WFLA. Now, good morning to wherever you're joining us from. We're going to stay here with you live on stream because there's no feed from inside the courtroom.
What?
That's because it's jury selection and there's not supposed to be a feed. We're going to be wrapping up our stream here in about 10 to 15 minutes.
All right. Well, that answered that question, doesn't it?
This next section of the stream to bring in as many questions and comments as possible, because there is
I guess there's going to be
much to this case.
Going to be cameras for jury selection. I mean, they could have had the court. They could have had the cameras in the courtroom. But I guess they elected not to. It's safest, and it probably makes more sense not to have them in there. Where you're actually asking jurors questions. There's a much greater chance of them being caught on camera. You're getting their answers. You're able to tell, what numbers, are they male or are they female, things like that, which, it sort of kind of goes against what's happening. Jude Creel, why would you want a link for Uncivil Law? This is my channel. Uncivil can do his thing. We don't need a link for Uncivil. Well, it seems how they're not going to show any of this apparently on camera. The jury selection. The jury selection is expected to go possibly 2 days. What they've got is they've collected like 900 potential jurors, and they're going through all of them to try to seat usually 12 with 6 alternates. Emily's used them before. Okay, that's cool. But the trial will be streamed. Right now, they're just not streaming inside the courtroom with a camera for jury selection. So I've still got WFLA on here in the background. If it looks like they have some kind of audio, which it doesn't sound like they do, from what he was just saying, but this is a good chance. This is a good chance to look at some of the details of this case, and I say some of the details because this is and insane case, quite literally. There's a lot of details here, and I'm late to the game picking up this trial because it didn't seem interesting, and we were all hoping that right now we'd be involved in Sarah Boone and the Dumpster Brothers trial. But Sarah Boone, the one who locked her boyfriend in a suitcase allegedly until he is no longer with us, was bumped until I believe April. And the Dumpster Brothers, who are actually father and son, the mattress guys that shotgunned the dude over a mattress and next to a dumpster, that case isn't being televised. So we were hoping that, and well, now we're sitting here. We just got to hang until the jury selection is over. And like I said, it's expected. It's expected to take 2 days. This trial, I believe, has been slated for 3 weeks total. Could be more than that. Could be less than that. We'll just have to see how it plays out. But I mean, in the meantime, I guess I'll be here for a bit, and I assume that Andrew, whenever Legal Mindset Andrew wakes up and finds out that they're not streaming this, then he can just go back to sleep again, I guess. Yeah, so he's in the courtroom. They've just arrived. There is video of him, courtesy of one of you that sent me a tweet. Shows there's a court camera showing him arriving at the courthouse. And like I said, they're not going to be having the cameras in the courtroom for the jury selection. But we just have to roll with it. And there is so much information about this case that we have lots to talk about, at least for an hour or two, to deal with this. This is an insane case that started to unfold very, very quickly, very, very rapidly. And now he's elected for a speedy trial, which is a tactical decision in a lot of cases where the prosecution doesn't have a lot of evidence against you, or you hope they don't, and you invoke your right to a speedy trial. Ordinarily, what happens is you waive your right to a speedy trial, and then it's 1 or 2, sometimes even 3 years before you go to trial. That allows your defense team more time to prepare a defense. It allows the prosecution the equal amount of time to complete their tests. So it's kind of a give and take. But when you waive that right, that's what you do. You're just saying, I don't care how long this takes within reason. I mean, if it goes on for years and years and years, you can start making noise. But if you do not waive that right to a speedy trial and you maintain your right to a speedy trial, things happen pretty quickly. And like I said, usually you're hoping that the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence. They haven't completed all of their testing, and you hope you can catch them flat-footed without sufficient evidence to convict you. Maybe that's what he's going for here. We got a few super chats here to clear, and then we'll get into some of the background of the case. The Chuggy Show says, dare you to do a shot every time we see James from court or DUI guy in the courtroom. Is DUI guy in the courtroom too? It's kind of sort of next door to him. Every time they make a face, how about that? Omni Stash Gaming. Hey, as a stash guy, I kind of like that name. Omni Stash Gaming says, hey, Legal Vices, thanks for being part of the best laugh I've had in quite a long time. I wasn't truly asking for assistance on what to do, more than waiting to see y'all's reaction to my situation. Okay. Fair enough. American Dreamer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey, Jeff, I took your poll. I'm not saying what I did with it. Yeah, that just causes me concern because of the misspelling. I hope it's a misspelling because, anyway, yeah, we're not going to get into that here. Yeah, all right. Again, those of you that are just joining us, I'm Legal Vices. We hit exactly 1,000 viewers right now. Those of you that are just joining us here, bump on over there and hit the like and subscribe and take our poll. Again, what we're doing, they do not have cameras in the courtroom for jury selection. Jury selection will probably take quite a bit of time. They're guessing 2 days. Oh, we have a Steve Gosney sighting. Steve, are you free? If you're free, let me know and we can shoot you a link and you can join us here. because why not? All right, Steve, I'm watching the chat to see if our illustrious appellate death penalty lawyer from Florida has time to join us here on stream. Or are you just listening to me ramble? Steve Gosney, so tempting, chat in vote. Oh, come on. Everybody wants you here, Steve. Nobody doesn't want you here. And if they don't want you here, I don't want them there. I don't know how busy you are, but right now I'm sending you an email, Steve. It's always good to have you here. Gosney chat. Let's see here. Got the Gos man. Wait, wrong one. Need to get the other email account. There we go. Oh. Yes, okay, gotcha. All right, I am sending you an email right now, Stephen. Steve Gosney, subject, stream. There is, all right, the stream is away here. So, Steve, if you get a chance, pop on over here. Wait, oh my, well, okay, we got to talk when you get on here. Wow, okay. Huh. All right, while we wait for Stephen Gosney to join us, the giant umbrella, the giant umbrella we're looking at here is guy finds himself in a bit of pickle. This is all allegedly. This is what the state is alleging. Is he found himself in a financial pickle and decided the best way out of it was to delete 2 of his 3 family members. And Stephen N. Gosney joining us from his office in Florida.
Yeah, how are you? What's going on? How's my audio balance here?
Perfect.
Oh, Flux is there. Hi, Flux.
Everybody's here.
Oh, I need Flux. Hey, yes, I saw your plan washed out. So I was just had it on in the background, and I was like, well, oh, come on. You know, you got to say that it's so much more fun. The internet world is so much more fun than the drudgery of the case that I have sitting right next to me. So I'm going to take off for an hour just to be with you, my friend. And I also needed to follow up. I sent you an email.
Yes, I just saw that right now.
Tell you, baby. You know what that is.
Yeah, and I had actually apparently had them confused with someone else who charges a lot more for their custom cables.
Well, but it's okay. I think the guy was impressed that you had. Yeah, well, what we're talking about is Rattlesnake Cable Company wants to send Jeff a complimentary cable for his kindness and his mentions. So I'm all for it. So I told him I'll pay for the shipping to South Korea.
I think I'm going guitar hunting tomorrow just because I'm bored. It's a holiday.
Yeah. You know, what kind of guitars are you looking at? What are you thinking?
I'm such a Gibson guy. I'm thinking Gibson, but you know, Fender Strat, but that's just so cliche. But it's a Strat. But you know,
Telly. Don't overlook the Telly, man.
My little Traveler. This is my favorite one these days.
Traveler, yeah. Got
my little Traveler. I just bought this because it's headless, like Johnny Winters. Anyway.
Well, there's
nice little thing.
I think a Fender Telly is such a great instrument. It's so versatile. It's inexpensive relative. You know, the Strats and the Gibsons can be so good, but you can get a good Telly for $1,000.
Yeah.
Paul Reed Smith. Yeah. Somebody says PRSs are pretty great too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Boy, my Martin. I was playing it last night. Love that Martin.
I'll tell you, that's we'll get back into the trial in like the next 15 seconds. Just have to nerd out with Steve here for a second. What got me this idea was I was listening to some old jazz and I thought, I'd really love a Martin arch top. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then I talked myself out of that because I was smart.
No. I'll tell you that D41 I have. Holy cow. That's the best sounding guitar I've ever played. I mean, it's so beautiful.
Arch tops are so gorgeous.
It's just beautiful. The inlay, it's pretty. It sounds great. I mean, it's like great. But yeah, you should get a bass. There you go.
Yeah, well, something else I have to learn to replay that I've never learned to play, so that would be difficult. All right, well, we are here for the trial. That's enough nerding out about guitar stuff for the time being.
Never can nerd out about guitars.
And I just saw that. Now, introduce yourself here real quickly. Who is Steve N. Gosney, and what does he do?
What do? I don't know.
Hey, what don't you do?
What don't I do? Well, I play guitar. I play bass. I play bass mostly. Guitar is sort of a sideline. Let's see.
That's not why he's qualified
to be in the chat. I like to chat. I'm a chat fan. I love the chat. They're so nice, and they always encourage me. It's so much fun to play with y'all. What do I do? I write books. There's the Andrew Branca book and the Steve Gosney book, and Andrew wrote the intro to my book. It's all about ideas and answers in law. With Bricada.
You can go get it at crimelaw.net. You can pick it up there.
Only can get there at crimelaw.net. It's the only place you can get it. It's from me directly at Crime Law. I have a computer, but actually I'm an assistant public defender. I do appeals for felons. So if I'm your lawyer, you're in big trouble. I'm in Florida, and that's what I do. And I just finished a brief. I got a brief done, and I've got to go back to this one that's just hard. Very hard. It's very sad. I mean, the thing people think about is murder cases. Murder cases are really pretty brutal. And so it's so much happier to be in here with you and the Fen chat and the internet, because dealing with some of this stuff is pretty harsh. So when you wave the little, like, come Steve, like, here's the cat toy, I want to play because it's a work avoidance. But so I just took off and to be with y'all.
Well, that's deeply, deeply appreciated.
And let's see what else we doing.
He downplays himself. He does appellate work in death penalty cases. So,
well, there's
serious and severe issues that he deals
serious and severe issues. Yes. Like I said, it's fun to be here because the subject matter I deal with can be very harsh. And I also teach for American law courses, which is for Andrew Branca's thing. In fact, I'd really love to see you do like a maritime law specialty course for American.
Nobody wants to pay for that.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I think you'd be great. I mean, I love watching I actually tuned into Maritime Monday. I got to say, because that was on the back of Andrea Doria.
You were stealth. I didn't see you there.
I know, I was hiding out. And so I was watching that because I love Maritime Monday. I think it's fascinating, that the law of the sea and watching these things with you. That's the kind of thing I'd watch and I geek out on at home. True stuff, nonfiction stuff. So,
yeah.
But you I don't know. I mean, we'll talk. What does the chat think? I mean, would you guys pay to hear Legal Vices do a full class on maritime? Look, he doesn't. Do you want to do it? That's the real question. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But you really, how many people? It's such a unique specialty.
Yeah, there's not a lot of maritime people out there.
Anyway, Maritime Monday. So what else are we talking about?
We're talking about Murdaugh. We're talking about the Alex Murdaugh trial here.
I don't know if I know that. What jurisdiction? And tell me what the background is.
This is South Carolina, in a small town. Let me bring up just kind of a brief. Why do I have that video up? Go away, video. In my haste to set things up, I brought it up on like 18 different windows, so I'm trying to narrow it down to the proper window. Let's see. Law and Crime had a good summary of this that I wanted to bring up here.
Oh, can I? I'll just while you're looking that up, I'll just talk. I was saying that
here we go.
Branca has been following the what's the guy, Alec Baldwin shooting. Yeah, and he wrote a really good article on legal insurrection and analyzing it, and about. I just happened for some reason, so I was following some Branca. I was just watching, see what he has to say, and there was a click on YouTube that said, "Oh, check out the Today Show, NBC's take," and they commented on it, and it was so moronic. I can't believe the level.
Oh, there's a lot of moronic stuff about that.
They're like, they say, "Oh, this is unheard of, and this is such a stretch," and all this stuff. I'm like, really? Have you seen what his analysis is spot on? and he predicted it a year ago. And yet this is a major news network that is spinning this. And what is their spin?
What's the Alec Baldwin PR team? That's all it is.
It's really crazy. Yeah, Mighty Meats in your thing. Valhalla awaits. I've been building Legos with your crew.
Cool. All right, this is a brief update here from Law and Crime, which kind of gives you a little bit of a background. Then we'll dive into some of the timeline and look at some of the facts of the case. And because there are no cameras in the courtroom, I understand I've been texting Legal Mindset Andrew back and forth, and it looks like he's going to shut down his stream, maybe pop on here in 30 minutes. We'll keep going through here, doing our thing, and we'll figure out what to do from here. It's expected, as I said, for jury selection, they're expecting about 2 days. It's being delayed even now because they introduced another questionnaire into the mix that has to go through all the lawyerly scrutiny and things. So it might take more than 2 days. We'll just have to hang tight and watch, and then when it's ready to rock, we'll be ready to rock ourselves. But for now, let's get a little bit of the background.
Murdaugh goes on trial next week for the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul. It starts Monday in Walterboro, South Carolina. Law and Crime's Jeanette Levy tells us what's going on inside and outside of that courthouse as this small city prepares for the trial of the century.
People are preparing for that because we want to put Walterboro in its best light in a bad situation.
All eyes will be on the Colleton County Courthouse as the double murder trial of ALEX Murdaugh begins.
It puts Walterboro at the center of attention.
Walterboro is the small city where the courthouse sits. 900 potential jurors have been summoned.
900 potential jurors they're calling in for this case. Why so many jurors? They address it here a little bit, and we'll talk more about it later. Apparently, he's a lawyer. Well, he was before they disbarred him. But also his father was a lawyer, prosecutor there. I believe they were a magistrate. I believe they have magistrates there. His picture is in the courtroom, which they're going to talk about here in a minute. His grandfather was a lawyer. His great-grandfather was a lawyer in that town. So it can show you a little bit about the small town trying to find someone who hasn't heard of this massively international case.
Along with alternates will be selected here will be the highest profile murder case this county and the city of Walterboro has ever seen.
We have had, Walterboro's had a couple of movies filmed here and such like that. So we're used to having people in town working in media and such like that. But the amount of targeted attention at one time is just unprecedented.
Something happened for the trial inside the courthouse. A portrait of ALEX Murdaugh's grandfather, Buster, will be removed from the courtroom before jury selection to prevent the jury from...
Yeah, see, that's how deeply rooted this family is in the legal history of this town. The picture's up in the courtroom. And have you heard of anything like this, Steve, where you have to take off decorations from the courthouse because it may prejudice the jurors?
No, I've never heard that before. That's interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
it makes sense if it's as a family member,
from being influenced by the Murdaugh family legacy. ALEX Murdaugh's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all served as solicitor for this area, prosecuting cases. ALEX Murdaugh even tried cases in the same courtroom where he will be tried for murder. For Law and Crime Daily, I'm Jeanette Levy.
Yeah.
Can't make this.
Yeah, I don't
I
don't understand why these people don't. I mean, it seems to me they need to be a little more generous on the change of venue motions. Because these things, I mean, it's like, at what point does it become so onerous? If you've got that many jury summons out, that means you've got a problem. You know, I know these judges, they hate to do that, but what's the big resistance? What's the big cost to the system to move the trial to a different county? I don't really understand why it's such a big deal for the judge to just move it out of town. I mean, come on.
I wonder if this is just a fact that there's nowhere that hasn't heard of this guy in South Carolina.
Well, I don't know about South Carolina. We have a media case that I've been working behind the scenes to keep you media types out. And so I've been working on the other side, but Well, I don't know how much I can tell you about that, but I will just say that I've been on both sides of this one. Let's say, I don't see why the judge should just be liberal. I mean, it doesn't cost them anything. Just send it to a couple counties away, and at least you've made an effort to address it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm very. This is
Mistress Meg says, "Wait, that's not Andrew. What did you do, Steve?" This is the running joke that Steve is killing everybody across the country because he conveniently lost his K-bar knife
no,
about the
lost.
same time.
It's just misplaced.
It's just misplaced.
And it's I just don't want to talk anything more, just to say it still has not been found. I'm working on it. It's a K-bar. It's with a leather holster. It's a marine K-bar with a leather. And of course, I can't find the sheath either. So
yeah, it just happened to. We were talking about the Brian Kohberger case, the Idaho murderers, just after he was arrested, and Steve thought it would be nice to show him his K-bar, which
I couldn't find it.
He couldn't find.
I thought I could just put my hands right on it, and it's like I have looked and the thing is, I saw it less than a week before that came up. I saw it somewhere. Yes.
So that's been the running joke that everyone that's been accused of any crime or any misdeed, Steve did it. Legendary Racing, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Written in invisible ink.
Crystal says she knows where the sheath is.
Yeah. Right. Fire Pixie says, this is going to be crazy. It's in my backyard. These good old boys are very dirty. History has proved you don't mess with the Murdaughs. Ooh, interesting. And the Surreal Goose, thank you so much. Well, I just assumed you'd be skipping Maritime Monday today, so sorry about the lost view count. No, we're good.
Maritime Monday is phenomenal. I love that niche. It's so cool. I love the ship stories that you do and watching it with you. Yeah.
Soon we're going to run out. That's the problem.
You think? Oh, there's lots of ships.
Or I'm going to have to actually start doing research.
I've got some more stuff. You never did get in touch with my friend, the Coast Guard guy, did you?
Oh, I didn't know I was able to get in touch with him. You just sent me the video of his interview.
Yeah.
You sent me the video.
Well, yeah, he'd come on. He said he'd come on your show.
Oh, we're doing it then. Thanks.
And the other thing, I have another one too that you might be interested in, which I'm kind of previewing all my Rumble stuff. I'm interviewing all my buddies and stuff on my Rumble channel, which is Crime Law with Stephen Ngozzi. And I'm trying to get, there's a local lady named Helen Humphreys. She runs Humphreys Gold and Silver Exchange, which has been in business for like 70 years here. And she is so great. And you would love her because she's dealt with a lot of the divers that were on the Atocha. And she actually sells silver coins and coins from the wreck of the Atocha and a lot of the wrecks. And she knows all kinds of history. She knows Mel Fisher and a lot of that history here in Florida. That's another one I'm going to try to get on my channel, and I'll pass her along because she's a fascinating person.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get back to this update here on the Murdaugh family tradition and legacy and why it's not being transferred. They don't actually address that, but that raises some questions. We can talk about venue change here in a minute. Oh, sorry, Steve, didn't mean to do that. There you are. Hi. And again, for those of you that are just joining, they're not televising the jury selection process, which I want to talk with Steve about that as well. So we're doing a bit of a background here. We'll be doing this for a couple of hours, and we'll wrap it up. And I guess we'll come back live with the trial when the jury is all seated and whatnot. But stick with us here for the background. Why are we here? What is this case about? There's more than enough information to keep us going until they impanel the jury on this. This is a wild ride of a case.
Terry, let's start with who you think we're going to see from the prosecution.
You know, if the judge allows the prosecution to tell the full story, I think we're going to see a lot of witnesses and families that were involved with some of the deaths involved in ALEX Murdaugh. So we have Gloria Satterfield, who was the former, maid for the family, and she died mysteriously. She fell down steps. We know that Stephen Smith also died. And of course, Mallory Beach died. Now, if the judge allows all of that testimony in, we're going to see their family members testifying. We're going to see family members of Murdaugh himself who he stole from. There's no question we're going to see his law firm members testify because he embezzled from them. And of course, we're going to have regular witnesses like the medical examiner. We're going to have police authorities who investigated. So I think you're going to see quite a huge list of witnesses when this trial finally does get underway.
Brian, before we get witnesses, we need a jury. So what do you think the strategy is going to be in selecting a jury by both sides?
Let's see if you agree with this jury selection strategy here. I think he oversimplifies it, but you need sound bites, I guess.
A case like this.
Jesse, I know what everyone always hears when a defense attorney or prosecutor comes up. We want a fair jury, someone who can look at all the evidence. No, I want a juror who's going to vote for my arguments. And so when you have a case where literally a family member's portrait needs to be taken down from the court, that's polarizing. Of course, there's going to be people in the community that say, hey, you prosecuted, you kept us safe. There's also going to be people that say, you prosecuted family members of mine, and I want to see your family punished as well. So when you weed through all of those people, you're going to try to look for the prosecutor for someone who can look at the evidence, but also say, hey, here's a fall from grace story, and I want to make sure that powerful people get punished. And then on the other side for the defense, you're saying, hey, this is a good family. This is someone who would not do this crime, and you're looking for people who would lend themselves to that argument.
Well, that's like way oversimplified, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's so bad. I would say that one, you're not. Well, there's a lot of ways to go here. Okay, one, you're not going to get a jury of people that want to have revenge on somebody. Okay, unless they lie to get on the jury, which they could. Okay, so that's a little bit absurd. Like, he is right that you do want a jury that favors you. You don't want a fair jury. You want a jury that's for you, right? But the people that have obvious biases are going to be kicked off by one side or the other. All right. So then you're left with what was he saying? That, well, I'm not certain that the jury selection is a very complicated thing. And I would say that you do want to focus on one kind of concept. So what is the theme of your trial? So what is the defense's theme, I would say? And what is the theme of the defense? I think that the jury selection is much more important for the defense than the state. I used to have the prosecutor, my prosecutor says, I'll just take the first 12 people. My job is to seat the jury, right? The defense's job is to make sure that nobody is on there who's explicitly biased, but also you want to craft a jury that is going to be amenable to your theory of the case. Now, I really don't know anything about this case. Sorry, it may be a big media case, but I've never heard of it. So I'm interested. I'm learning it from you. But if they have a theory of the case, a theme, you're looking for a jury that will accept that theme. So there may be profiles of individuals that you're looking for. Rosemary Peoples was interviewed by Andrew Bronco on the Law of Self-Defense channel a while back. She got a not guilty on a self-defense shooting case, and she talked all about jury selection. And what she did in order to do that was to load up the jury with people who were firearm carriers, or she called firearm adjacent. So we're comfortable with firearms. We're familiar with the use of firearms. And that's what her theme was. So I think it is important to simplify your jury selection and target that people that you want. And those people you're really looking for who will be listening to you with an open mind as to your defense. Now, I will also, the other part I wanted to bring into that is, and again, on my Rumble channel, this is grifting bad. My Rumble channel, one of my top videos I've interviewed is a lady named Mary Peterson. And she's actually the wife of a former client of mine who runs something called juryinvestigations.com. And she investigates jury misconduct after the conviction. And she's done over 60 trials where she's interviewed or investigated juries. And she says she's found jury misconduct in every one that she's investigated, meaning that they conceal something from the judge and the defense team. They conceal because they want to lie to get onto the jury. And she finds that is very common. Now, we as lawyers don't like to admit that, but that is the fact. And so you really got to be careful of that. I've tried to get, well, let's just say, if you're interested in that topic, go look up at Mary Peterson at Covert Ops Jury Investigations. And I do about an hour and a half interview. It talks about the story of her husband and the appeal we had and how he got a life sentence and basically got out of, I have a picture I keep on my desk of him walking out of jail in his paper in his paper outfit, from a life sentence to out. Quite a moving story. But she says that juries lie all the time to get on things. So there's that problem too. So you might want to have a good jury investigation team if you're on the defense.
And you are qualified to do such things as jury selection.
Yeah, actually, well, let me qualify that to say that I am trained to do death penalty jury selection. Okay, so I'm part of the death penalty jury selection team. But when you're doing death penalty jury selection, a win is life in prison. And there's a very strict constitutional way to select juries in death penalty cases, as opposed to regular jury selection, what I call regular jury selection, which would be a case where death penalty is not on the table. Is this a death case?
No, they are not seeking the death penalty.
Okay, so that makes it much more wide open. So that makes it. I don't really like jury selection. I'm not good at it. I'm much happier doing closing arguments. Closing arguments are my bread and butter. That's my favorite part of the trial. Jury selection kind of bores me. And I also say that I don't have a great sense of people. I'm not a good people reader. I know that I'm on the lower half of people readers. So I would much defer. I usually, when I second share a case or I do a case, I'll get another attorney to do jury selection because I think they're better. Whereas in a death penalty case, it's much more mechanistic.
Well, Steve, I have a spoiler coming up for the next Friday stream that I'll be doing a week from this Friday, the usual once a month F it Friday stream. I was thinking about streaming a particular argument that a particular Florida lawyer did in front of the Florida Supreme Court that I found on YouTube.
No, don't do that one. I know what you're talking about. You're not talking about the death case. You're talking about the don't do that one. That one's horrible. No. I would much rather.
I like it because it shows you how the Supreme Court, they don't care how much you've prepared for this. You obviously come in with stacks and stacks of information, these brilliant arguments and these great narratives. And they're like, you say, "Hi, I'm Stephen. Shut up. Answer this question here. This is what we want to know. What do you think about this?" And
they wouldn't let me finish one sentence. As soon as I'd start answering, "Well, Your Honor, I think," "Well, wouldn't you say this?" And they wouldn't let me answer anything. They had their own way. And I was not I don't think I looked that great. I thought
you looked spectacular.
Oh, that was not a great argument. If you want to do it.
We won't. You have to be there you have to be there when it happens. Though.
But see, I can't smoke on the Supreme Court and tell them how bad they are now they're interrupting me.
That's true. Anyway,
if you want, there's at least 3 other oral arguments I've done that are in the 5th DCA that are much better. The Kelly case, the Kelly case, I would say is the best one I've done. There was
that was the only one I saw on YouTube. So,
well, there are other ones. I'll post them on my Rumble channel, and you can do what you want.
Fun.
But if you want to do it, great. But I don't, I can't really comment on that because I got to go and argue before them. Yeah. That's my court. I can't say, "Oh, this was terrible." The guy's interrupting
We'll
me.
talk. But this is like a real life. This is what he does. He does these murder cases. This is what he does on appeals. These are the things he deals with.
That was a speedy trial case. And people, that one there is crazy. And
this is a speedy trial as well.
Well, but see, they were saying, the question in that case, if you want to talk, the question, if people want to go back and look at that, the question was Jaquel Davis. This guy there was a house, and this guy was arrested at this house. He was put in handcuffs, put in a police car, taken down to the police station, interrogated for like 8 hours, and then released. And then they said, "We aren't arresting you. You're free to go." Right? Well, and then, of course, like 2 years later, they filed charges on him based on a co-defendant statement. And they're saying, "Well, he was never arrested." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? He wasn't arrested. He was put in handcuffs, put in the back of the police car, and interrogated for 8 hours back at the police station. That's not an arrest." And they're like, "No, that's not an arrest." I'm like, "Oh, come on, are you kidding me?" So and that's a very good example of what rights do you really have? This a speedy trial is such a garbage right. And because it's been whittled down to so little minuscule thing. And I really think that my client was arrested and should have been discharged on speedy trial. But courts hate that because you're getting off on a technicality,
Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this speedy trial because this is really fascinating. Got feelings. Why don't we have a Jessica Reloaded sighting in chat? Hey, Jessica, what's up? So you're getting ready
Lux is in there
work.
too. You got the greatest.
Lux is hanging.
Come on,
Lawrence, thank you so much. Have you done the Birkenhead, the origin of women and children first? No, I have not actually done that one. I hadn't even thought of it. Thank you so much. And if you have any legal cases or specifically maritime cases you want me to look at, send as much information about them as you can, any videos, reports, whatever, to my email, thelegalvices@gmail.com, and I'll add them on the list so I don't run out. Flux again. Well, we know which son was the favorite. Oof. Yeah, he deleted one of his sons and left one of them alive in this case.
What?
Oh, no, yeah. This is wild.
This South Carolina case. Well, give us an overview here. We
will. We want Danny and Flux. Yes, we do. Bad Weather Biker says that. Unfortunately, they all have jobs. It's hard to get them all here at the same time, except for weekends. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just give you a very broad look at it, and then we'll look at the timeline. Then we'll look at some of the elements in greater detail. The general overall 10,000-foot view is guy deletes his family with, interestingly, on the same day with two separate weapons, a rifle for the wife and a shotgun for the son. And then while the investigation is going on for that, everything starts to unravel with his financial situation, his drug situation, and he's ended up with 3 civil suits and 106 criminal charges. Yeah. And the theory for the prosecution is he deleted his family in order to gain sympathy for the upcoming financial trials and things, to make it look like it was not him that did it. That's the allegation. That's the 10,000-foot view. Let's look at the timeline. That sheds a little more light on it. Fire Pixie says this might overlap into maritime law with drug smuggling. It could very well do that. And not to mention, he also hired someone to off someone else, allegedly. But we'll talk about that in just a bit here. Bring up the timeline of events. Again, this is a speedy trial case.
Well, now this, so we understand, speedy trial.
Yes. Speedy
trial is a way for the defense to force a trial. Okay, getting discharged on a speedy trial grounds is very rare, practically impossible. And that was one of the issues on that Florida Supreme Court case that I argued at Davis. But this is a little different because it is a tool to force the state to try you. So in this case, I don't really know why. Do you have any insight into why the defense thought that was a good idea to force the trial at this time?
I would guess they're hoping they don't have enough evidence right now.
Okay.
I would guess, because he's saying he's got an alibi. We'll get to his alibi in a bit here. Sorry,
so he murdered his wife and one of his children and left one child.
Allegedly, yeah.
All right. Yes, allegedly, right.
So this all starts in June 7th, 2021. So about a year and a half ago. Murdaugh calls police to report his wife, Maggie, and their son, Paul, have been fatally shot near a dog kennel on their property. He calls 911. June 23rd, a few weeks later, an investigation into the hit-and-run death of Stephen Smith, unsolved for 6 years, is reopened based on information gathered by agents looking into the shooting deaths. It's not clear yet what evidence in the Murdaugh case prompted that move, so there is some tie to a hit-and-run incident a few years before that. September 4th, 2021 rolls around. ALEX Murdaugh attempts to arrange his own death. That was the shooting. We'll look at that in some detail because that's pretty fascinating. He hired someone to shoot him, to do a drive-by and shoot him while changing a tire on a road. Dude screwed that up and the bullet just grazed him. Turns out they're alleging that because of all this stuff that was happening, he wanted to guarantee his surviving son a $10 million insurance payout. So apparently he tried to arrange his own death so that his surviving son would get $10 million. So So he attempts to arrange his own death in a plan to secure his surviving son a $10 million life insurance payment, officials say. The plot fails when the shot, which police said was fired by Murdaugh associate Curtis Howard Smith. Well, does that ring a bell to anyone? Stephen Smith was the one that was involved in the hit and run case 6 years before that. I don't know if they're related or not, but a common last name. But anywho, the shot only grazes Murdaugh's head. Smith was ultimately charged with assisted suicide, insurance fraud, and several other counts. You're already shaking your head, Stephen. We're just getting started.
No, this is a weird, convoluted. See, here's what most people don't understand is that murders are generally very base and primal and not this. Okay. This is extremely unusual. Usually it's why I get through the case and I'm like, why did they shoot them? I have no clue. I mean, it's like, it's just primal that they're in a territory or there's some, they insulted, they looked at me the wrong way, or I got mad, or, this kind of complicated motive thing is so unusual in the criminal law. So I can see why this is generating some curiosity, because this is the kind of thing that like people write out in some fiction novel, right?
A fiction novel that fails because it's so ridiculous. This is one of these examples of the truth is stranger than fiction. Crafty Florida lady, or Flaw, I want to assume the FLA is Florida. Crafty Flaw lady, member for 1 month of the Clean and Sober crew, says, my favorite day is Maritime Monday. Oh, I have Steve's books right here next to me. Thanks to you both.
Thank you.
To you
That's
too.
Nice.
And Flux keeping the story alive. Steve did it. Thank you so much.
I want my lawyer. Hey, Steph, the Alter Nerd, got the book too. Did you see? I sent you the picture too.
It arrived the day before she went to Florida.
I know. I never did get the meet and greet time. It's supposed to be tonight somewhere over in Tampa, but I guess I'm not going to be there.
Oh, well, shame on her.
It's okay. I mean, she's been very nice to me, so I can't.
Yeah, she is so sweet.
So this is some complicated insurance scheme.
Oh, dude, we're just getting started.
Oh my goodness.
Put your seatbelt on and strap in.
Oh my goodness.
We're only a couple of months after the death. He's already tried to arrange his own murder for his son. There's a hit and run case from 6 years ago that he has some sort of tie to. And on October 14th, police arrest Murdaugh at a drug rehab facility in Orlando, Florida, on charges that he stole insurance settlements totaling more than $4 million intended for the sons of his late housekeeper. Yeah, there's a dead housekeeper also that's kind of suspicious. And somebody else, I can't remember who, somebody mentioned it in chat a minute ago. There's a deleted housekeeper and somebody else. Yeah, we can't say the M word here much anymore.
No? Yes, that if we said it, it might not. If we say it, we're encouraging it. Is that what we're saying?
Well, YouTube, I don't think really cares. YouTube just doesn't like you saying the M word anymore. So we have to dance around it a little bit.
Free speech platform you got there.
Yeah. October 19th, the judge denies Murdaugh's bond, saying his considerable financial resources and mental instability make it too risky to allow him to await trial outside of jail. Which, if there's two bodies and they think you're responsible for them, you're never getting out on bond, ever. At least not that I've ever seen. November 2nd, 2021. A judge freezes Murdaugh's assets, citing concerns that he and his surviving son might be scheming to hide money. Well, November 17th, 2021 rolls around. Prosecutors revealed 27 new charges against him, saying he stole nearly $5 million in settlement money. Prosecutors allege Murdaugh was hiding money from lawyers who sued him over the death of a teenager killed when authorities say an intoxicated Paul Murdaugh wrecked the boat he was driving. Yeah, even I'm having trouble keeping all of this straight. That's the deceased son or the living son? Okay, the son Paul was the one he gunned down. So Paul allegedly took somebody out. Death over a teenager killed when authorities say his son was drunk, killed a guy with a boat, and then he stole the insurance money that was supposed to go for the kids' settlement. Yeah. Authorities say intoxicated Paul Murdaugh wrecked the boat he was driving. January 18th, 2 months after that, additional indictments mean Murdaugh now faces 71 charges that he stole nearly $8.5 million in wrongful death and wreck settlements from more than a dozen people. Well, March 16th, 2022 rolls around, and indictment accuses longtime Murdaugh friend Corey Fleming of working with a disgraced lawyer to defraud the sons of Gloria Satterfield, the family's housekeeper who died in a fall at the Murdaugh home in 2018. Fleming has sued Murdaugh on behalf of the Satterfield family, but kept the resulting $3 million insurance payouts for Murdaugh and himself. So now we've got a dead housekeeper in his house. We've got his drunken son deleting someone with a boat. We've got some sort of tie to a 6-year-old hit and run. He's deleted 2 people in his family, and he's also tried to pay a friend or associate to try to delete himself so his surviving son gets $10 million. And we're only up to May of this year.
This is crazy. This is actually I'm confused, except that, I mean, this is almost like the Clinton crime family, isn't it?
Moving right along. Yes. So, all right. Well, let's go to May 4th, 2022. Russell Lafitte, the former CEO of Palmetto State Bank before his firing earlier this year, is indicted on charges that he conspired with Murdaugh to defraud victims of $1.8 million. One of the victims was the family of a deaf man who became quadriplegic after a car crash. June 28th. That's not what we wanted to do. Go back. June 28th, 2022. Prosecutors outline an 8-year money laundering and painkiller ring in new indictments. Both Murdaugh and Smith, the friend charged in the once prominent lawyer's attempted suicide, were charged with possessing, manufacturing, and distributing narcotics. July 12th. Lawyer Jim Griffin says investigators told family members to plan to pursue murder charges. They plan to pursue murder charges against Murdaugh for the deaths of his wife and son. The South Carolina Supreme Court disbars Murdaugh. Yeah, that murder charges probably get that. But then you could argue, hey, I haven't been convicted yet. And finally, the latest update as of this time was Murdaugh is charged with the murder and deaths of his wife and son. The indictments handed up by the grand jury contend Murdaugh killed his wife with a rifle and his son with a shotgun. There's the timeline. Are you baffled yet, Steve?
I am. I gotta say, this is one I think that I might need to get out a pencil and paper and chart all this out. This is not a simple case. Now the speedy trial is on the murders of
his wife and son.
His wife and son. Okay. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
He's currently got 106 grand jury indictments. Well, and 3 civil suits.
And so he's being charged with the murders. Everything.
Yes.
And is it by the state courts or by the federal courts?
State. This is South Carolina versus Alex Murdaugh.
And this is the district attorney family, right? So this is the family of the prosecutors. Right? Okay. So
Are you confused yet?
Now how
I don't know.
So here I've got questions. I've got a lot of questions
so do I.
for you.
And I don't have answers, but I'll try.
Okay, so
I know so little about. We're kind of learning together about.
When did they lose their power as the prosecutors?
Apparently after he shot his wife and daughter. He was practicing until he was just disbarred in July.
So he was removed. He was disbarred and removed from the prosecutor's office.
I'm not sure if he was a prosecutor or not. I know his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were, but I'm not sure about him. I just don't know.
Okay, and so
seems like he was involved in all these civil cases. So
and part of this, so he came from a solicitor, 3 generations that they're saying. Yeah. So, but how recently?
His father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were solicitors in South Carolina. He was practicing. I think he was civil. I don't think he was a prosecutor.
Well, here I'm looking at. I'm doing a little research. Probably located from 1920
Yeah.
2006, 3 members of the family consecutive served as solicitor, district attorney in charge of prosecuting in the 14th Circuit. So that was 2006. All right, because this is a big problem. What I would call corruption.
Well, and there's only 5,400 people in this town.
Okay, well, and corruption, we have to be very careful of corruption in our society. Most societies are very corrupt. And unfortunately,
Mr. Out of Pocket says he was a solicitor also.
Yeah.
Okay,
and, yeah.
He was. Okay, yeah. You don't need to put an exclamation part after wrong. I said, I don't know. I said, I wasn't sure.
We're inquiring. We're learning here. Yes, I know. For some reason, why do I feel like this is a Democrat solicitor? Am I just, some
other people think that too.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem to me that the political party angle is being played. And generally, when it's a Republican, that gets featured very prominently in the media. So I would guess, an educated guess, I'd put 80% odds that this is a Democrat family. Wrong.
Job done well. Isn't it your birthday today? But Frosted Sleep says audio is on for the jury pick. A link would be appreciated. Throw a link up to where we can find the audio for this.
Somebody says he's a Biden donor.
SJJ says, I've got 0 work done today. Thanks, Legal Vices.
Thanks a lot. So, all right. So we have a prominent Democrat family that's been a prosecutor for a long time, has been involved.
Yes.
How is this not?
For 102 years, they've run this little town of 5,000 people.
How is this not moved out of this jurisdiction? I mean, if they've got that kind of political history in this community, they need to move that out. That seems to me to be a big mistake for who's prosecuting this. And then, of course, then we have the whole political corruption angle. We and conservatives tend to get like stuck. And I'm just criticizing my own side in that we should not allow corruption in our own ranks. Now, I probably think that this is a Democrat family, but still, we are susceptible to this too. So checks and balances on power is so important. Because who are these people? I'm reading through all this stuff. How many?
We do have audio.
This is like a crime family.
We do have audio, so let's burn through a couple of these things here real quick. This is just some more of the background. The once prominent heir to Low Country legal dynasty is facing life in prison if convicted for murdering his wife and youngest son. Disbarred attorney ALEX Murdaugh, 54, is accused of fatally shooting 52-year-old Maggie, 27-year-old Paul. The bodies were found near the dog kennels on the 1,770-acre estate. That's a pretty big estate. He claims he was at his mother's home at the time of the shooting. If you look at his alibi affidavit, I guess it was. See, I can't remember what the title of the document is. It's like a statement of alibi, or anyway, it's an official document he submitted saying that he drove like 2 hours to visit his mother and was at his mother's house for about 20 minutes and then drove the 2 hours back home. And during that time, his wife and son were mysteriously offed. That's his defense. Wasn't me, wasn't there. I drove 4 hours to see my mom for 20 minutes. Yeah. So he calls 911 to report finding them deceased. His attorney claims their client checked their bodies for signs of life, which ultimately transferred blood onto his hands and clothes.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right. So we're getting a little closer in proximity here.
Yeah. Prosecutors claim he murdered his wife and son to gain sympathy ahead of a pending motion that threatened to expose years of substantial debts and illicit financial crimes. In a shocking turn of events, like we need more in this case, Murdaugh was shot 3 months later while changing a tire on a rural road. Authorities quickly unraveled a murder for hire plot that would allow Murdaugh's oldest son to receive $10 million payout. Curtis Edward Smith, the alleged gunman and former client of Murdaugh, is accused of conspiring with Murdaugh. The duo was indicted for alleged scheme in 2021. So he currently faces 106 grand jury criminal charges. including murder, drugs, financial fraud dating back to at least 2011. He is also named a defendant in 3 separate civil suits. He's been disbarred and his assets are frozen. And the jury selection is underway as we speak. So he's saying he wasn't there.
What kind of person kills?
It's a notice of alibi defense.
What kind of person kills their wife and son? I mean,
with 2 separate guns. I mean, this falls into his plan, I think. This is my theory, allegedly. You shoot them with 2 different guns, and then you can say it was 2 different shooters. It wasn't me. That's a defense I think they're going to come up with. But yeah, how do you blow away 2 of the 3 people in your family because you know you're going to be going to jail for the rest of your life for money laundering and other financial crimes? That's your big distraction.
I'm baffled. It's bizarre. This is a bizarre case. We're gonna have to do a lot of more backstory. This is good we're doing this because I'm learning. I'm getting up to speed here. Obviously, I think people that watch this I'd like to see what the proof is. I mean, you're gonna have to do some research into this one because there's a lot of stuff, and I'm questioning like how much of this other stuff is going to come into the murder trial. That's a big issue, I would expect.
They're expecting lawyers from his firm. They're expecting other victims. I don't have any idea what's going on in the pretrial motions. I just don't know. But they're going with the OJ defense.
The OJ defense. Oh gosh, if I was the prosecutor, I'd want to move it out of this area too, wouldn't you? If you were prosecuting this, I wouldn't want a jury of all these people around that he's got all kinds of influence and connections and.
So here we see they're going with the OJ defense. His attorney insists they will prove his innocence so authorities can look for the actual killer or killers. They're going for that killers thing, I think, because of the 2 different guns used. There were 2 of them, and neither one of them were me. So, all right. Well, we've got the audio up here. Law and Crime is streaming the audio of jury selection. I'm glad they're doing that. Jury selection is a slow, slogging affair.
Right.
Before we dump into that, Steve, can you quickly run through how a jury selection works with challenges and strikes and things? I mean, I know it differs by jurisdiction, but just generally, how do you impanel a jury?
Okay, well, thank you. That's a good question, actually. And we don't talk about this stuff very often. And a lot of it depends on how much the judge does and how much the attorneys do. It's very judge and district and specific. So we'll have some judges that like to do a lot of questioning and other judges that let the attorneys do everything. All right. So let's talk about when the judge does the questioning, what they do. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll pre-qualify the jury panel. So you've got 900 people. They'll go down there and they'll say, they'll look at the basic predicates to be served on a jury. Are you 18 years old? Are you a Florida resident? For example, in Florida, the basic criteria to make sure, have you been convicted of a felony? Where your rights have been taken away? Things that are just pre-screened. Now, sometimes in death cases, or every time in a death case, you will have jury veneer questions in writing. So the jury will actually fill out a whole form of all sorts of predicate questions that you want to get down. A lot of times those are agreed to by both the state and the defense. So you want to get kind of things that we all agree on would knock them out. Sometimes the judges will ask questions about, like, do you have family in law enforcement? Do you know anybody in the case? That's a big thing. They'll pre-screen. So if you know somebody in the case, you'll be knocked out. If you know somebody that's related to the case, if you know any of the witnesses, that's why in a small community like this, with this kind of high profile, they're going to have a lot of trouble seating because everybody knows everybody in a small town, right? So those people are going to get knocked off because they know parties to the case.
So we do all of those. We weed those people out.
Right.
And then we get the group that comes into court. We get the people that come into the courthouse for jury selection.
Well, but usually that usually gets in when they come into court. That's when we start asking them about the witnesses. Okay, you read a list of witnesses. Do you know anybody on this list? Then that's all preliminary stuff. So that's all goes. Then what happens is you get a certain number of what they call peremptory strikes. So peremptory strikes are, I can strike somebody for basically any reason. Let's just, for example, you might have 6 peremptory challenges. and the state will get 6, the defense will get 6. So you'll have to seat a panel, and if you'll ask questions, and I said according to a theme. So you'll have a theme, and you're looking for, like from a defense perspective, I'm looking for jurors that will at least be amenable to listening to my theme and won't throw it out. So you craft a lot of questions. So very much an art. Jury selection is very tricky. Then what will happen is you'll get them talking, and then either side, the state or the defense, can move to strike for cause, is what they call for cause. A for cause strike is, for example, well, I would believe a police officer more than I would believe a regular person without a badge. Okay, so putting a badge on somebody's chest makes them more believable by that fact. Well, that is not, the law requires you not to have that bias. Okay, that's a bias. And so the defense would say, I want to strike that person for cause. If you have a for cause strike, you don't use your peremptories, because remember, that's for any reason. So what then you go is you confer, you say, all right, well, I don't have a for cause strike, but I don't like the way that guy answered his questions. I think he's biased. So then you strike, you can use a for cause, or you can use a peremptory challenge to strike, and then I lose one of my 6. So I strike for any cause and you go off. Now you cannot strike for racial reasons. So there's certain prohibited things, and there's a whole process for that. That's very complex. But you can't strike for racial reasons or improper reasons because the jurors have a right to sit on a jury. It's interesting because jurors have a right to sit on a jury. So it's actually a jury right, not a defendant right. When you talk about somebody sitting, striking all the black jurors from the state side, for example, who are thought to be generally more pro-defense than the average population. So you'll see prosecutors wanting to strike all the black jurors, right? And there's a process for dealing with that. So you have these peremptory challenges, and then what happened is both sides go back and forth, striking for cause and then peremptories until you run out of peremptories or you run out of strikes, and then you're left with your jury panel. Now there's a process for asking more strikes. There's a lot of complexity here, but that's what you get, is you kind of get a compromised jury where the state has struck everybody that they think is going to be biased against them. The defense has struck everybody that thinks going to be biased against them, and you're left with whoever is remaining. Now remember that the jury pool, though, is people who are qualified. So a lot of my jailhouse folks, they get boosted up from the jail because the jail, they tell their story, and their fellow inmates think it's a great defense. Oh, that's great, man. You tell that story, right? They amp each other up back in the jail, but they don't understand that the jury is made mostly up of like retiree little old ladies with their purse who've never been in trouble in their life, who are like, oh dear, burglary is so scary, And so I'm like, look, you're not, your jury is not going to be your peers back in the jail. It's peers in the community of people who are going to be qualified. So, so that's kind of the way a jury process goes. Long answer, but there it is.
Oh, and that's what we're going to join here with the audio. Again, it's a slow slog. There's lots of dead air. There's lots of time to talk about things. Before we get there, quickly here, Tourette's Majestic says, could he have an enemy who did the deleting? He could, and I'm sure that's what they're going to be arguing. I'm sure that's one of the arguments they're going to forward. We'll just have to see if they have any evidence to support it. MJ is one of his lawyers. That's what I heard too. One of his lawyers is a state senator. So, yeah, I guess they got to work too, but yeah, that's a good lawyer to have on your side. By OJ defense, do you mean the Chewbacca defense? No, the Chewbacca defense is, it doesn't make sense. The OJ defense is, I didn't do it. Let me out so I can find the real killers, which is what they're going with. And we are at the midstream here. So let me do the quick grift first. Yeah.
I've always said I come on for an hour. I'm taking an hour. This is actually cutting into vacation time. So if you want to do that, I'm going to let you.
Geez. Oh, has it been an hour already? Wow.
It has been.
Oh my gosh.
Time goes fun. We have so much fun.
Ooh, we got you. We got you for some good information. That's great. I know you've got to run away and get back to your real job. I don't want to take your vacation job. Just make sure you go to crimelaw.net and buy his book, Ideas and Answers in Law, right here.
It's chock full of good stuff. If you like this kind of legal analysis, even people, it's very readable. But it's got I even dog ear. I use this as a reference for myself.
And see, I've got 2 copies of the book. I got one here on the desk next to me, and I've got one on my nightstand. And right now it's sitting on top of Andrew Branca's book as well. So
yes. So please do buy the book. That's my only grift that really does anything for me. But and I thank you for letting me on, and thanks for the chat. You guys are wonderful, and I'll let you go. Now, this is a fascinating trial. I'll see you. We'll we'll do some more in the future. How's that?
Yeah, don't cut in your vacation time for this, but
well, I'm taking.
It's okay to eat a sandwich while you're doing it. Yeah.
I'm rewarding myself. I finished a brief this morning. I got it down the road.
Right.
I'm like, oh, Legal Vices is calling and my chat is calling. So I came in, but I got to get back to work. But thank you for everything.
Thanks for popping in, Steve. Deeply appreciated. Take care. All right. With that, let's do a quick midstream grift, then we'll bring up the audio from the trial, courtesy of Law and Crime. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Deeply appreciate it. We got 652 of you here and 1,117 likes. That's really great. But weirdly, we have 200 more people that have taken the like and subscribe poll than have actually liked the video. So at least like 100 of you are cheating. Get down there, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Deeply appreciate all this. If you have already subscribed to me, just do me a quick favor and make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube has been deleting a lot of people's subscribers unilaterally for the past couple of weeks. Looking at our poll here, this is how we grift for likes. Hit the like button, take our poll. Currently, 17% of you said I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a knife hitting a boyfriend's chest. That's the Courtney Clenny alleged murder. In third place with 24% of the vote, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a loony deleting his entire family, which is no reference to this at all, because he left one of his family members alive. And coming in second place with 27% of the vote, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly shotgunning someone over a mattress. That's the Mattress Brothers, who are actually father and son, but hey, it's the South, so it could be both. It could be brothers and could be father and son too. Who knows? For shooting a dude over a mattress next to a dumpster. And leading with 33% of the vote, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a suitcase bouncing down the stairs. A reference to the Sarah Boone case, where she's accused of shutting her boyfriend into a suitcase and perhaps rolling him down the stairs and leaving him for 12 hours to die. All right, that brings us up to date here on our likes and our super chat begging. We don't beg for super chats. We just read all the super chats that come in. All the super chats that have come in so far are greatly appreciated. The super chat does guarantee that it gets read, it gets answered, it gets addressed, but we also try to pay attention to the chat. And now that there's going to be a lot of dead space, we're going to be able to interact with chat a little bit more here. So let's bring it on up and see what's happening in the audio-only courtroom. I hear it's kind of muffled, so we'll bump the volume as much as necessary. All right, here we go.
The Department of Corrections.
Jesus, that's not muffled. Okay. There we go.
You would like to be exempted, please stand. If you're an employee at the State Department of Corrections.
All right, how's the audio balance? Me in the court. I don't know how it sounds.
152, and you would like to serve. All right. And which institution are you employed?
I work at headquarters in Columbia.
All right, thank you.
This case only deals with the murder of his wife and son. It doesn't deal with the other charges. They're going to be in a separate trial.
If you perform services for a business, a commercial, or agricultural enterprise, and the services that you perform are so essential to the operation of the business or enterprise that if you were required to perform jury duty, the business or enterprise would have to close or stop functioning, and therefore you would like to be.
See, this is what I mean.
From service.
We have court could be higher.
The business, commercial, or
court could be slightly louder, and now we have court is slightly high, and I haven't touched it, so you know, I guess that's good.
That applies to any of you, and you want to be exempted, please stand. Yes, sir. All right, and your juror number is 85. Juror number 85. All right, thank you. You are exempted.
Okay, yeah, those are the exemptions that Steve was talking about. He works for the Department of Corrections. Nobody wants him. Get out. Steph, the alternate, checking in from also on vacation. You just missed Gosney by about 30 seconds, Steph, the alternate. He was saying really good things about you.
You may go.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
It's all going great. I hope you're enjoying Florida.
And now that my wife got in an auto accident a few months back, and we lost another income, if I can't perform my job, probably won't have any income.
So if you can't hear that, he's saying that he's self-employed. His wife got in a car accident, lost her income. He can't miss his job, so he needs to be excused.
Number 59, 69. And tell me about the employment that you have. All right, thank you. You are exempted. Yes, sir.
Number 18, I'm self-employed with other things here and there, and I'm pretty much the final employee of everything I'm doing.
All right, thank you, sir. Number 18, you may go. Yes.
Legal Mindset will probably be here a little bit later, and then he'll decide whether he wants to do the audio only on his stream. He'll join us here in a little bit.
Number 78, you're exempted.
What's going to be happening going forward is I'm going to be doing the morning session. He'll come during lunch. We'll talk for a bit on my. Nobody comment on that. And we'll talk for a bit during lunch. Then we'll go to his stream and I'll talk for a little bit there, and then I'll exit. So yeah, I'll do the morning session. He'll do the afternoon session. We'll have a little bit of overlap at lunch.
You're employed for a company. Pardon? And how many employees do they have?
Yeah, the exemptions are literally people shouting from the back of the courtroom.
Okay, sir, pardon? That's not a qualifying exemption. Yes, sir.
See, there you go. You have employees. You can be here.
All right, the two are very close to each other, but you're in the prior juror. This one qualifies you. You may go. Yes.
140, self-employed, got 5 employees. If I'm not there on Friday, I might get shot.
Oh no! He said self-employed. I've got 5 employees. If I'm not there, I might get shot. Bad joke, dude. Bad
You're
joke.
exempted, you may go. Yes.
No, Joe, you can't
You're
say
a
that.
self-employed bartender?
No, carpenter.
Self-employed carpenter. Pardon? A self-employed carpenter. All right, now you may go. Yes.
Number 23, I'm a construction foreman operator, and if I don't work, I got 5 people work under me. So if I don't work, I'm putting 5 people out of work, basically.
Whose company is it?
TH Construction.
And how many employees?
Maybe 9, 8 or 9 total.
That does not qualify as an exemption under this statute.
The trial is scheduled for 3 weeks, as far as I understand.
I'm the only loader operator for the company.
And what company is that, sir?
Yes, this is the judge talking.
That is not a qualifying exemption.
Do you qualify for audio insurance? Geico.
If you are the primary caretaker of someone who is elderly or incapacitated, and you need to care for them, someone who is elderly or incapacitated, and you would like to be exempted for that reason. So please stand. Yes.
I take care of my mom.
And what age is she?
Sir?
What age is your mom?
She's 60, no, she's 77.
All right, you're entitled to be exempted. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Jurors get paid a tiny amount of money. I'm not sure what Utah is. I think Utah is
Ladies
like
and gentlemen,
30 bucks a
maybe
day or
that you
something.
are qualified to serve and not entitled to an exemption.
Well, someone else who may be qualified, we don't know yet, is
duty
this man right
this time
here. Hang on. Where are we?
Hardship upon you.
He's the best
I
lawyer in
cannot
Miami.
excuse a juror who is qualified to serve and not.
What's up? What's up, Jeff?
Myself.
Yes, indignant me, buddy.
All right, let's we'll take a pause there from the exemptions. We have Legal Mindset joining us here for our audio only jury selection. Welcome.
Yes, loving audio only. Loving audio only. How's it going, guys?
You'll notice he's in a Singaporean bathroom at this time here.
Yeah, I had to close the door because the toilet was trickling. But good to see everybody in the house over there. Literally, was ready and waiting for this, and we got audio only. So excited about this, Jeff. How has it been so far? How's the audio sounding?
Well, the audio is. I mean, the judge is coming in clear, but the people shouting their reasons to be exempted from the back of the courtroom aren't coming in so clear. So he's kind of fill them in a little bit. Why aren't they bleeping out names?
Racist, you know?
Yeah, they're not bleeping out names because they don't think about it. This isn't on a time delay here. This is real time court action. They usually never do. Yeah, nice backdrop, Legal Mindset. So anyway, you should all know that this is Andrew, Legal Mindset. He is on vacation in Singapore for the next about 24 hours. He will actually be on a plane tomorrow and not able to join for this riveting jury selection.
Yes, I am so excited about jury selection. It's my favorite part of the trial. It fucking sucks, guys. But literally, it's a necessary part of the process. And frankly, a lot of times the case is decided by the time the jury selection is done, because they kind of have an inclination of which way people are leaning, which way people are going. And if they've read it right, if they've staged it right, they could already have this thing as a lock just from jury selection.
Yeah, and right now they're going through the exemptions for self-employed people with not enough employees to keep the company afloat.
Well, I mean, I think
the guy with 5 employees, they're like, sorry. The guy has 4 employees, like, all right, that qualifies. The guy with like 5 employees is going, fuck.
Tim, you're fired. Fuck you.
Yeah. So all right, let's jump back in. Oh, by the way, while we're here, make sure if you do not subscribe to Legal Mindset, you get over there immediately and subscribe to him. Do that, and subscribe to me if you haven't done that already. Make sure you like every single video that either he or I have done. We're going to be in this for the long haul. I think this is scheduled for 3 weeks. Then we've got a absolute ton of cases lined up back to back. And seeing if this goes well, we'll be doing this for probably the next 3 months, pretty much.
Yeah, on or off with like a week or two of break in between. But it seems like we've got so many trials. This, Clenny, we got Sarah Boone eventually. We got Shabusiness.
Yeah.
We're giving them all the business the next 3 months. So this is going to be a busy season, a busy spring. But I'm excited for it.
All right, and we have one more guest that might be joining us in a little bit. The link has been sent. We'll keep it under wraps who it is for now. Jump back into the riveting. They have a great state seal in South Carolina, by the way.
That's actually a nice one, the Palmetto.
Let's fast forward through this. We don't need to hear all that again.
Juror number 2. And when will you be available to come back? Yes, sir. The normal term of court is 1 week. All right, sir, we will transfer you to come at another time. Yes, sir. Someone's keeping track of these.
Hey, folks in chat,
Yes, sir.
particularly those of you that need subtitles or the captioning, tell me, do you like view number 1 or do you like view number 2? No, you don't like view number 2. You never like view number 2. Never mind. We like this view.
Nobody likes view number 2.
Never mind. There's only one view.
Thank
Like
you, sir.
it or F off.
You transferred. Yes.
I'm 66. I'm a caregiver for my grandkids, and I separate baptisms right now.
You may be transferred. Yes.
16. I have a guardianship over a 3-year-old. We have another guardian.
Guardianship over a 3-year-old.
Requires us to keep them in a hotel or something. It would not work for me. If I serve on jury duty, I wouldn't be able to stay overnight. If it was required.
It's not anticipated to be required.
Can the juror
It's
ask
not
a question like, will I be
anticipated to be
sequestered?
required.
That's exactly what this lady was just doing. She said, I got a 3-year-old. Wait, get me. I got a 3-year-old, so if I got to be sequestered, it ain't going to work. And he's saying that we don't anticipate that happening.
Yeah, but
Yes,
they can't
ma'am.
guarantee that. They can't promise
Yeah.
you that.
And your juror number. And why can't you serve? All right, you'll be transferred to another time. Yes, sir.
Well, I can't hear a damn thing this guy's saying.
All right, sir, you'll be transferred to another time. Yes. Okay, ma'am, you'll be transferred 207. Yes.
I work for very little minimum wage, and if I don't go to work, then I will lose my apartment that I'm renting and go.
All right, juror number 111 will be transferred. Yes.
Alex, they're not moving them out. They're just transferring them to a different jury pool for a different trial, I believe.
All right, 163 will be transferred. Yes, sir.
Number 130, I have a pre-planned, prepaid lunch trip next week, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, do you let them off for pre-planned vacations?
130 will be transferred.
Oh, that's a nice
Yes.
judge.
Number 72, I'm actually the primary wage earner. My husband recently started this business in October, so he doesn't have a consistent income. And if we were to lose my income over the same length of time, we would lose all.
She's the primary wage earner.
All right, number 72 will be transferred. Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm new to the area. I've been on this job not even 2 months. Just bought a home here, and I'm out for this period of time.
What's your juror number?
102.
102. 102 will be transferred.
Sovereign Bozeman says, legally repeat earlier comment because Andrew came on, but I can't imagine having to be forced to give up 3/4 of a month of income. I might not be financially ruined, but I know I would be. That's what they're going through right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who would be.
You know of any reason why you
100%
should not be selected to be a juror in the trial of this case, please stand. And, tell me your juror numbers. 149.
Yeah, they called 900
All right, you don't have to tell me
jurors.
why. I said, please stand. Yeah. All right, thank you. You may be seated. Yes, sir. Don't tell me why. Just your juror number. 179. All right. Thank you.
Jury should have the best and brightest. Oh, they seldom do.
58. 124. 41? 44, sorry. One more time? 129. Okay, and we'll get back to each of you. Yes, ma'am.
See, they very rarely accept lawyers on juries because they don't want someone who actually knows the law and can apply it rationally. They want someone who's swayed by their arguments. Yeah, Steve Gosney was here, and he was confused by this case.
Questions.
There's a lot going on in this case. There's a lot.
To the case that we are here concerning, which is the state of South Carolina versus Richard Alexander ALEX Murdaugh. Mr. Murdaugh is charged with murdering his wife Maggie Murdaugh and son Paul Murdaugh on June 7th, 2021, outside their home located at 4147 Moselle Road, Islandton, South Carolina. If you have heard about this case, read about this case, or know anything about this case, please stand.
What's the best way to get dismissed from jury duty?
Racist.
It's your duty as an American
What I'd like
citizen.
you
You
to
can
do
say I'm a
is
racist,
give
but
me your
it's
door
your
number
duty
and
as an American citizen to serve on the jury.
Starting on this side with the young lady up.
But yeah, what Andrew said is right. But then if you're not, if it's proven you're not a racist, you can be charged.
That's true. That is true. Theoretically, if they can prove that you're not a racist, good luck.
59. 95, 30, 220, 44, 214.
And when you provide the information, please be seated.
These are all the people that know about the case. They're probably everybody is standing
Everybody,
up.
right? Yeah. Unless you've moved it out of South Carolina, even then.
Well, this town has 4,500 people in it, and they've controlled this town since 1920.
Right.
102 years they've been the prosecutors in this town.
This guy's law firm is like the biggest economic driver of this little town.
And the largest supplier of drugs, apparently, too, allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you, Jay. Allegedly. We got a trial here, man. Got a trial.
If you did not stand to that question, please stand. If you did not stand.
There's apparently, it sounds like there's so many people that stood up that it's easier if the people that don't know this, that didn't stand up, stand up. Flux says, I just stand up and say, already served my community. Bye. Lol, I shouldn't have to do jury duty after serving. Heather Sparrow says, what is she business about? Her and her boyfriend did a lot of drugs. She choked him out and chopped him up.
Stood indicating that you've heard something about this case. I want you to now provide me the source of your information. Newspaper, radio,
legal mindset on the internet. That's what I heard about it.
Definitely disqualification immediately.
Your number and the source of your information. Starting first with juror number 4, I believe it was, or this juror number and the source of your information. All right, thank you.
Podcast. Internet.
45 local news.
Someone say Alex Jones, please. Someone say Alex Jones.
39 news, Facebook group, and TV special.
TV special.
Number 75, channel 5 Charleston TV.
110
News, social media, and grapevine.
Your number, please.
Sorry, John, can we request a second that for number again?
Did you say 7?
11.
11. All right, thank you.
Dr. Z, there's audio stream available. Yeah, we're listening to
We're
it.
listening to it, bro.
I hope you're like an hour and a half behind the rest of us and just aren't watching this wondering what's going on.
It's the replay game.
Local news, internet.
55 internet Facebook. 95 supervisor and those that know.
Yes, next.
I refuse to believe that there's someone in that courtroom that hasn't heard about this case.
Town that they lived in.
All right, thank you.
220 internet, local television, and radio.
Lots of internets and TVs.
52 various sources of documentaries. News.
Internet, social media. I've got people who live in other countries that I've talked to. I've seen articles in other countries that have covered this case. He is family.
Yes, he is.
Young lady that his son was accused of raping his husband. He's actually my cousin.
And your
Literally
number
nothing.
again, please.
You've missed literally nothing.
Thank you.
Some transfers.
214 local news. 149 podcast. 16.
Vince Clortho for $2. Low Country, The Murdaugh Dynasty, HBO Max. Oh, that'll be something interesting to watch.
26, national news.
176 news documentary is on Facebook.
77 news and co-work.
180 Facebook podcast and
Who gets their news from Facebook? Come on,
I was
do
going to
better than
say,
that,
come
people.
on. Attorney Thomas on Facebook. How low can you go?
So Attorney Tom made the Phil DeFranco show the other day.
Yeah, for the for Logan Paul suit.
Yeah. Cha-ching for Attorney Tom.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's going to be maximum grift.
Great. The airplane makes it so you can't hear anybody.
local news, Newsbreak, and Associates.
Well, hate to interrupt this intense discussion of Facebook, but Mandalore Wise 01 says, I like Nick's method. I cannot be unbiased. I will believe anything X says. That'll work. And it's easy to prove. You just agree with everything they say. And Brandon Farron, thank you so much. Hey, Vice's Mindset, how does a non-binary samurai kill their enemy? They, them? Oh,
God damn it.
I don't want to know.
Pronoun seppuku? I don't know. I mean, because I'm ready to commit it.
Oh, they slash them. Ah.
Oh,
I just
Based on
processed
what
it.
you have
There we go.
heard
Yeah.
or been exposed to concerning this case, have you formed an opinion as to the
Arigato
guilt or
gozaimasu.
the innocence of Mr. Murdaugh? If you have formed an opinion in your mind as to the guilt or the innocence of the defendant, please stand.
Important question. If you already think he's
Tell me
guilty.
your juror numbers.
Now, this is where you're going to hear a bunch of jurors say, I think he's guilty. And all the other jurors get to hear it.
16.
And for those of you who have indicated that you formed an opinion concerning the guilt or the innocence of the defendant, would you be able to set aside that opinion and decide this case solely and only based on the evidence presented in this courtroom and the law?
What's up, William? What up?
Yo, gonna be the
If
biggest
you
podcast
cannot
on YouTube.
Decide the case based on what is presented in the courtroom and the laws I give it to you, but you will decide the case based on opinions that you've already formed. Please stand if you have.
That's
opinion
everybody.
you've
They're all
formed
gonna
so
see him.
fixed that
They're all
you
gonna do
cannot decide the case based on what's presented in the courtroom. If that's your case, situation, please stand. All right, tell me your juror number. Juror number 52. And juror 52, you'll be excused. Thank you very much for coming.
Get the F out.
All right, juror number 30.
Now they're all standing.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Like, wait, that's all we had to do. Wait a
44.
minute. I just formed an opinion.
All right, thank you, Mr. 44. You're excused. Thank you for coming.
Because then you get the people that really want to be part of the trial. They know they can't get excused, and they say they haven't, but they really have.
Yeah.
If you have been asked to participate in any media coverage regarding the defendant or his family, if you've been asked to participate in any media coverage concerning
Including
this case,
creepy
concerning the
YouTube
defendant or his
streams.
family, if so, please stand.
And be like, all like General Zod and guilty, guilty, guilty. Sentence him to the was it the Phantom Zone?
Well, you do that well. You do that well.
If you've expressed opinions to friends, family, co-workers, or anyone about this case, please stand if you've expressed your opinions concerning this case to anyone. If so, please stand.
That didn't make much sense.
If you've expressed an opinion,
220.
like you have an opinion, get the fuck out.
Grounds.
Oh no! I think Sarah Boone's gonna be crazy with that.
Yeah.
If you're any member of your family or any significant others of yours, if they are related or you are related by blood or marriage to Maggie Murdaugh, Paul Murdaugh, or defendant
That's
Richard
all of them.
Alexander Murdaugh, any of you are any significant other of yours is socially acquainted, related by blood or marriage to Maggie Murdaugh, Paul Murdaugh, and Richard Alex Murdaugh. If so, please stand.
And this is a town of 4,500 people. They're all hanging around
Your number,
socially.
please.
Their family has been in control of this town allegedly since like 102
Who are you
years.
related to?
I believe it though,
Socially
Jeff.
acquainted
I
with?
do believe that.
My brother-in-law is of the Gomez family, which is very well connected.
Here's a small South Carolina town. They could actually all be related.
No, I believe the number was 129.
Number 129. All right, thank you, ma'am. And someone on this side, yes, ma'am.
180. My grandmother's side of the family are related down the line to AR Murdaugh's down the line from his
There you go. My grandmama's family, they're Murdaughs down the line. They be fucking.
My friend's neighbor, sister, mama, cousin, who's actually my niece, is related to him.
And ladies and gentlemen, backing up a little bit, the defendant is represented by counsel, and the state is represented by counsel. We'll have the counsel introduce themselves first. Each state.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Craig Waters. I'm from the Attorney General's office, and I will be the lead prosecutor in this case. With me is David Fernandez, another prosecutor in the office. Next to him is Savannah Gow in the office. Next to Savannah is John Metters in the office. We have John Conrad seated over there. My boss is Don Salingo, who's here. And then we have John James sitting right there. Some of the attorneys have appearance in this case.
All right. Thank you. And the defense.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dick Arpuglian. I'm an attorney from Columbia. Jim Griffin is my partner on this case. He's all from Columbia. Phil Barber works with me in Columbia. He's also on this case. Maggie Fox is working in Jim's office.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if any of you are related by blood or marriage or socially acquainted, represented by or have been represented by the defendant, Richard Alex Murdaugh's defense attorneys, Mr. Harpootlian, Mr. Griffin, Ms. Fox.
Now, I understand that one of his defense attorneys is also a state senator.
Really?
State's attorney.
That's what I've heard, and I think I read it somewhere
Waters,
too.
Mr. Salenka, Mr. Fernandez, Mr. James, who are the others on this? Mr. Metters, Mr. Conrad, and Ms.
So he's
Dowd.
basically hired every lawyer in town to be his
So
defense
please stand, or
lawyer.
if you're acquainted with any of them, or have had any representation relationship with any of them.
I had sexual relations with that lawyer.
Yes.
Tinder date gone bad.
Tell me your number and
And
why
ladies
you're
and
standing.
germs, while we listen to this great little introduction here, we can take a pause to introduce our last guest for the day, live for the first time in a long time, my ride or die girl, Danny On.
Howdy ho. How's it going, everybody?
How are you doing, Danny?
I'm doing just fine. How's everybody? What are we listening to on the jury selection so far?
Right now, just anybody who knows any of the 804 defense lawyers that he's hired are giving their reasons why they can't participate anymore. So yeah, it's typical
Audio
jury
only.
selection. Yeah, and audio only, that always makes it really exciting too. We can't see the lawyers. They can put the camera on the lawyers, but whatever. And how are you doing this fine morning, Danny On?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I had a nightmare that I had a hearing this morning at like 8 a.m. And
Danny
so
misses
I
you.
woke up
Flux
at
misses you.
5. Huh?
Oh, Flux misses you.
Oh, I miss Flex too. I miss everybody. So I'll give everybody a little update on my own channel. But basically, I may or may not become a glowy / fed. And so I have to kind of ease up on my commentary here for just a moment while they do their background checks. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
It's great to see you here. Now, you've been on each other's streams before, so we don't have to do all the introductions, but introduce yourself really quickly for those that don't know who you are, Danny On.
I am a civil litigator here in Utah. I'm also licensed in Arizona. I ran for DA. I won 42% of the vote. For those who do not live in the United States, that means I lost overall. However, I did get the endorsement of the Utah State Governor, the AG's office, all of our police associations and everyone else, because we have a Soros-backed DA who's a big bum and doesn't actually prosecute crime. So here I am, and I have a channel called Danny on Direct. Feel free to subscribe. If I don't get my glowy job, then I can serve my country by making somewhat nuanced / really immature arguments and jokes on my own channel. So come check me out and enjoy.
And Danny's my ride or die girl. She's the homie. Went to the same law school. We know the same people. We run in the same circles.
I'm so sorry, Danny. I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize deeply.
I mean,
Danny's a ride or die forever girl.
I think I'm pretty lucky. Fortunately, I'm friends with Jeff, and Jeff came and hung out with me here in Salt Lake when I was running, and we went out to KFC together. And it was a beautiful day.
Because Korean fried chicken is not good enough for you, Jeff. I see you, buddy.
Little known fact before we jump back into this: Salt Lake City is home to the world's first Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant.
Interesting fact.
See?
Did not know that. Did not know.
Yes,
that.
Andrew had to reset there for a second. Yeah,
I did not know that.
They had the hometown deals. He went to Utah. Harmon, the guy that ran it, he said, "Hey, you should franchise this," and he became the first franchisee of KFC. World's first. It's where all the Japanese tourists go and take pictures of the world's first KFC sign when they go through town.
First Colonel. Oh, very nice.
Exactly. Yeah, and we went to one of the worst Thai restaurants I've ever eaten at in my life. That was pretty good too.
Me too.
But we did have hella good drinks the night before, so that made it worth it.
We did have
all right.
hella good drinks.
With that, let's see what we've missed. Oh, I'm sure it's been. Oh, we got a couple super chats here to clear real quick. Hire all eligible jurors as part of the defense team. Yeah, that's kind of what they did. They just listed the defense lawyers, and there was like a billion of them. And Holy Sheep says, Danny, WTF, is that glow federal? Not yet.
That's funny. Soon enough. Soon enough.
Maybe. Pray for me.
Andrew, you might be able to. I haven't heard from Joe yet. What's the deal with this Twitter?
So I think he may have got yeeted. There's been a lot of stuff going on right now, especially with I don't even want to say her name.
Please don't say your name on my stream. I have one active strike.
It rhymes with cordon bleu. So there's a certain figure who has been getting people yeeted left and right off of the twatters, and I don't know whether he stuck his nose
or
shekels into it, whatever you want to say. Put his a little bit of the bris fluids left over there.
Dude.
I'm just saying. I don't know what he did. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get in touch with him. I have his number, his phone number. So I'm gonna text him right now and get down into this because this is how we do it. I'm just it's 1 a.m. in Singapore and I'm texting my favorite Hebrew. It's just what happens.
All right. While he's doing that. All right. Let's get back with these amazingly intense and very, very exciting juries selection process. Let's fast forward. There we go.
I missed the last part. Represented your family and some legal issues.
An hour and 9 minutes, and Law Crime finally puts up their
Will
logo.
that affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror? It might.
Didn't they
is
do
that
this
relationship
with the
ongoing, or
Rittenhouse trial when they did jury selection? Wasn't it the same, where they just showed the state seal?
Yeah. Well, finally, they're trying to assert.
And during the course of that representation, were you involved with Mr. Murdaugh, ALEX Murdaugh?
Okay.
All right, sir. We'll get back to you. Your juror number again is 124. Thank you.
He said he's not booted. He's just focusing on locals.
Yeah.
So Joe just said he is not booted off of Twitter. He is just focusing on locals, I guess.
So he's just abandoned Twitter, huh?
Any of you or any member of your immediate family or significant other employed with or has ever been employed with the Colleton County Sheriff's Office, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, known as SLED, the Solicitor's Office of the 14th Circuit, or the Attorney General's office of the state of South Carolina? If so, please stand. Yes, ma'am. Say it louder for me.
Her fiance was second on the scene. That'll do it.
Yeet. Yeet.
This is correct, I believe, yeah, he was one of the responding officers to the scene.
Any objection to this juror being excused?
Not from the state.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You'll be excused. Yes, ma'am.
Somebody's in laws with the police.
And ma'am, with that, your juror number is, and would that affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror?
They really needed to
Thank you.
grant this transfer. It should not be in this venue.
Yeah,
Any
I
of you
don't.
or any member
I don't know
of
if
your immediate
they've
family has
asked
ever
for it
been
even. I don't know.
I mean, I
shouldn't
guess
have.
it's not going to be all that
Arrested
great
by,
anywhere in the
investigated
state is probably what the
by-
courts are thinking.
Right.
Because
They'd have to get it in North
Carolina
Carolina or fucking
Sheriff's Department,
Georgia or something.
SLED,
Mhm.
14th Circuit Solicitor's Office, or Attorney General's Office. So please stand if any of you or any of your immediate family members have been investigated by, arrested by, charged by, or
Everybody
prosecuted
stands up.
by Colleton County Sheriff's Department.
Has anybody in this little
South Carolina
town
Law
ever been
Enforcement
prosecuted
Division,
for anything?
Solicitor's
Yeah.
Office of this circuit, or the Attorney General's Office. If so, please stand.
I was expecting to hear like chair shuffling.
And ma'am, is that an ongoing matter or a closed matter?
Apparently,
And,
the AG's office did not
And will
request
that
a
fact
change of
affect your
venue.
ability to be fair and impartial as a juror?
Where are they going to go? I'm pretty sure they just did
And
the same.
based on that
analysis
experience, you would be
Where are you
biased
going
as
to
a
go that
juror?
You're going to get an impartial
And
jury
your
on this?
juror number is 166. Any objection to this juror being excused?
No objection to state.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. Yes, ma'am. And what about your spouse? And
For what? Tell us
by
what
which
for.
agency? Yeah. And would that fact affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sir, in the back.
26, 2015, was arrested near Georgia.
He just stands up.
And you were?
Your Honor, fuck the police.
Yeah. And by which agency?
Pushes play on the NWA album.
Yeah. And would that fact affect your ability to be fair and impartial?
Someone stands up. I listen to Nick
thank you, sir.
Rekieta and I hate all
Yes,
prosecutors.
All right, thank you. If any of you or any immediate family member or a significant other has ever been employed by or represented by the firm of Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Ells, Roth, and Dietrich, or the Parker Law Group, or if you've ever attended any functions or events, parties, hunts, raffles, gatherings,
Bingo.
or anything of a similar nature hosted by the firm of Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, and Ells, Roth.
Have you ever participated in the defendant's alleged drug smuggling
or by
parties?
Mr. Alex Murdaugh or his family?
No.
If so, please stand.
Oh yeah.
If you
Actually,
have
that's
ever
the least
been
surprising,
represented by
like
the
accusation.
firm that,
Now
as
that
I
I think about it.
mentioned, firms that I mentioned.
He's been charged with manufacturing,
Or
possession, and distribution
sued
of
by-
narcotics.
attended any functions,
I don't know why they're
events,
not going with the
parties,
death
hunts,
penalty on this
giveaways,
one. Because
raffles,
even if they don't
gatherings,
get them on these charges, they're going to get them on like
any
the other
similar
70.
events.
Oh no, the other
hosted by the
103.
firm,
Yeah, there's so many.
Mr.
They just
Murdaugh,
keep
Every
piling
day
up.
the list grows.
any of
There's
their respective families. If so,
106
please stand.
grand jury indictments.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
He does, he's my father.
Yes, sir. And is your number?
203.
And do you believe that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial? And you'll be biased as a juror because of that?
Yeah.
And
He's not even trying to remediate these people. He's just processing them out.
Yeah.
They have quite a few to get through, so.
No, but in other trials, we've
Thank
seen them
you.
actually
2 or
try to
3
ask, like, "Are you
Yes, ma'am, in
sure?
the
Like,
back.
are you sure? There's no way they could give me, like, really spend time through it." He's just burning through.
My guess is they get down to the last 200 and then they slow down and start really pushing.
Yeah.
And will that fact affect your ability to be a fair and impartial juror?
Rumor has it only 300 showed up.
And that was all the town that wasn't drunk that day.
Yeah.
They should
Or
have
the
just
only ones that he
lied.
hadn't killed. Because
should have
there's a
been like-
dead housekeeper. His son allegedly got drunk and ran over someone with a boat.
Yes, sir.
There's a 6-year-old hit and run case that was reopened when these charges came in. We
We got some action there.
We got some judge
We got
action.
some head. We got some head right there. What? I mean, this is a factual statement.
Yeah,
Where
it is.
are you going to get this coverage? We got the best judge head on the internet, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
do.
The best.
Docs judge. All right. Apparently we're
dox
taking a
if you're doing
break
it
of some
yourself.
sort.
He's already been doxxed.
Head was seen, yes. Well, at least we got to see. Oh, someone just hit the camera. Earthquake. South Carolina has some seriously weird laws and procedures there because they're a Commonwealth state.
Yeah. I'm not a South Carolina lawyer. We're gonna have to call Lindsey Graham on this one.
No, let's not. He can keep his ladybugs to himself. But yeah, I mean, because they were saying that him, his father, his grandfather, and great grandfather were solicitors for the city for like 102 years. Other places don't have solicitors; they just have lawyers.
Yeah.
It's the Low Country.
Yeah, that's an old English system.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess we're taking a break. Probably should have paid attention to how long it was a break for.
He didn't say it.
But hey,
he did not say it.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. We can backtrack a little bit here. Let's see.
So really, the Murdaugh's last name should just be Kennedy based on the summary you just gave me.
Yes.
Okay. Or Clinton.
There was alcohol and water involved.
We don't have any islands involved yet.
Oh, yet.
Yet.
Just boating
Yeah,
accidents.
they didn't say. Huh.
Mysterious tossing down of stairs. I mean, falling.
Yeah.
And then suing yourself and.
And will that fact affect your ability to be a
Well, I guess we're not going to get it. They're not going to let us know how long the break is. So.
Lame.
All right. We'll just let it play, and when the noise starts again, then we'll know. Oh, never mind. They're back already. Shit, that was short.
following people who work at SLED,
Quick
Thomas
bathroom break.
Darnell,
Yeah.
Rachel Wynn,
He had to
Paul
hit the
Greer, Madison Willis, Julia Begeman, Olivia Cartwright, Rachel Noel Johnson, Christine Dadabo, Jeff Croft, Katie McAllister, then not SLED employed Norris
these-
Lafitte,
Are these
Claude
the
C.B.
jury?
Rowe,
Potential jurors?
Roger Bell Davis,
I don't know. We'll find out here in a second.
Michelle Shelley
Shouldn't they
Smith,
cut the mic? Like, hey, these
Linda
are all the
Rath.
bums who were kicking off the jury.
Yeah.
Maylin Haynes, Barbara
They should be cutting the
Nixon,
mic.
also from SLED, Kristen Moore.
I wouldn't want people to know that I was kicked off this
Nates,
jury.
No, these
Then
are
I
from.
would be like,
Zapata,
why don't you care
These are
about
from-
us?
Keela Kiki Wallace,
And I think these are
Megan
from companies that
Fletcher,
they're associated with. These are like
Love.
employees of companies, I believe.
I see.
Rebecca Gregg, Bobby Bancroft,
People that would
Brian
disqualify.
Hudak, Tom Snick.
These could be potential witnesses too. I don't know.
Then
To everyone in chat, I would never join the
Jonathan
CIA or
Van
any other
Housen
intelligence
of the
agency.
U.S. Secret Service, is it?
Jeez.
U.S. Secret Service, Paul Manigal from the Charleston County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, these are all people that if you know,
Hightower from
this is like
the
half the
Enforcement
damn
Solicitor's
town.
Office.
Seriously, it is.
Tom Bevel, John Bedingfield, Nathan Tootin, Nolan Tootin, Wills
Rootin'
Chapman,
tootin'.
Marion Proctor, Chris
Well-
Wilson, attorney Lee Cope, attorney Mark Tinsley, attorney Michael Gunn, attorney Johnny Parker, attorney
Johnny Walker.
Carson Burney,
I'm gonna stop.
Attorney Cochran.
South Carolina Attorney General's Office, Jan Milanowski, Kerry Sauls, Eric Harriet, Ryan Kelly from SLED.
This is literally half the
From
town.
EMS for Hampton County, Andrew Farmer, Charles
The EMS?
Long, formerly of the Hampton County
Well,
EMS.
You're making fun of Rootin'
Curtis
Tootin'.
Eddie
One of his
Smith,
lawyers is named Dick
Attorney Mark
Harpootlian.
Ball,
No, it is not.
Crosby,
Yeah.
Attorney Danny
I'm sorry, I
Henderson,
can't.
I like the name Harpootlian.
Matt
Dick
Wright,
Harpootlian.
Sled.
Sounds like Dick Harpoon, but you know, we'll see.
You know, he kept that
Memorial
name.
Hospital
That was
Rutgers
intentional. He
Facility
could
Oh,
have
yeah.
used it. He was like, oh, no,
Again,
I'm keeping this.
There was a guy in my law school. His name was Dick Eagles.
Tommy Robertson
Nice.
from SLED,
Yeah,
That's
Kenneth
good lawyering.
Martin,
and he had a stash.
what is
Oh, yeah.
DGA?
Is he related to the Law Hawk of Texas?
Probably.
I love the
Devil
Texas
Gardner
Law Hawk. I hope that
Associates,
man is doing so
Downstate.
well.
Sidney Freeman, Hunter Wilson, Bailey Wilson.
Danielle says that's his main attorney.
College
He's super
County Sheriff's
slimy.
Office,
He's
Andrew
he's the state
Russell
senator, I believe.
From SLED, Joshua
Yeah.
Dirk,
I know of a couple
Lynn
state
Black.
senators who are also defense attorneys who I would say similar things about.
Blanca
But you're not going to do that now, are you?
Nope.
Turviet Simpson,
I just
Kenny
know
Hughes,
some.
Rogan
Can neither
Rogan
confirm nor
Gibson,
deny.
Will
That's the
Loving,
answer. Get your
Bart
glow on.
Proctor, Randy Murdaugh, Jenny Seckinger,
Legal Eagles.
Oh
Annette
no.
Griswold,
You don't like legal
Peter
legal? Come
Adowski,
on.
of SLED,
No.
Nobody is allowed to like legal.
Alfred Johnson from JLA Investigations.
Oh my God! How many
David
people are they going to
Grubbs
name
from the
here?
Attorney General's Office. Demi Garvin, Forensic Science
of them.
Network. Kenny Kinsey,
This is why they're
Demi-
speeding
Demi
through.
Gordon?
Sheriff's Department. From SLED, Dave Owens, Charles Gent, Ryan
God, wake
McNeil,
me up when they finish. Jesus.
Attorney General's
bad.
Office, Oswaldo Toledo, Jason Chapman of the Colleton County
How
Sheriff's
was this
Office.
not already
Greg
in the
Cook,
survey that they sent out to the
from
jurors?
SLED, Courtney Adams, Jamar,
They're just going through the
Alvey,
survey now, I guess.
Mitchell Altman,
You know what?
Stephen
Someone could make a
Bechtold,
lot of money by selling to the court
Alex
system
Hazel, a
a
CPA,
software program
Mark
that will scour the internet
Altman,
for first and second
ITPSB,
and third level connections
Attorney
between
Eric
any
Bland,
individual on the internet
from
and
SLED,
anyone
Matt
else.
Brown,
So you can do these checks
Frank
really quick
Chapman,
initially to
Charles
get through that
Chapman,
first survey
from
round.
SLED, Delilah Sorencion,
There's $1 million idea for
Timothy
someone out
Collier
there with skill.
Sr. from the Highway Patrol, John Connolly, Barnville Fire Department, Tyrone Corbin, Colleton County Sheriff's Office, Keith Crosby, Gary Davis,
Do
Mary
solicitors or
Dempsey,
solicitor,
Richard
is that what they're
Dixon,
called, solicitor generals
Morgan
out there,
Dowdy,
AGs or DAs?
Nancy Drawdy,
I didn't hear you.
What
County
is he? Is
Sheriff's
he a DA
Office,
or was a
Richard
DA?
Haley,
He was
Former
the
Deputy
equivalent of the
David
DA.
Do they run for
Donna
office?
Eason, Ashland Gant,
I
SLED Hallie.
I don't know.
Godley, Virginia Hadwin.
They might be
SLED Jamie
appointed.
Hall,
I'm gonna look
Scott
it up. 'Cause
Harriet,
I feel like
Richard Hartley,
this is definitely election job because this
Colleton
just
County
keeps
Sheriff's
going and
Well,
going.
him,
Laura
his father,
Hash,
his grandfather, and his
Haynes,
great grandfather have held this position since
Michael
1910,
Hazel, William
1920.
Jesus.
SLED
Literally
Adrian
102
Heffney,
years they've been the ones that are
Ray
doing all this.
Lafitte Henderson, from the Hampton County
Wait.
Sheriff's Office, Kendrell
Him,
Henderson.
his father, and grandfather.
SLED Marcus
And great
Hayward,
grandfather.
So Civil War
Hennepin
and
County-
post-Civil War.
Colleton County Sheriff's Office.
They got into power in 1920.
Buddy
Oh,
Hill,
okay. So
SLED
so
Tommy
Reconstruction
Hines,
still.
Jonathan
Mild
Holbrook,
Reconstruction going on in the South
Chandler
still.
Horney, Graham Holes, Stephen Hudson, from SLED Jennifer Hunton, and William Hutton.
All right, just real quick, while they're just reading off a damn list of names, let's clear these two super chats we've got going here. Let's see. Holy Sheep says, couldn't they do like Delphi and bring jurors in from outside the district that are less likely to be related or work with the defendant, law enforcement, etc.? They could, but see, this is like the thing. If I was a prosecutor, I'd want this out because they've owned this town forever. Apparently, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a historical family. They've owned the town. I mean, it just seems like, you know, when you have these families, eventually the generation usually hits somebody who screws it up, and it only takes like that one generation to ruin everything you've built, and that's Alex Murdaugh. You know, bad land deals, getting a pyramid of debt, and then just trying to, you know, borrow his way out of it, rob his way out of it, fraud his way out of it, allegedly, because none of that's been proven yet. Seems like what we got here.
Yes, I don't know why the attorney general wouldn't want this moved somewhere else, but they didn't ask for it apparently. So, SapXZ says, my problem is I can be pretty impartial over anything. Thanks, autism. I'd be one of the best / worst jurors, depending on who you ask, lol. Well, you know, you just got to be able to weigh the facts fairly. That's kind of all you need. And our last super chat here, Lancelot 652, might be quicker to name who isn't involved or related. Well, it would be. I mean, they already asked that. And I can't, what was the question they asked where he said, okay, never mind. Anyone who doesn't answer this question, yes, stand up. I can't remember what the question they asked was, but they literally just like, the judge just flips out. Never mind. You all sit down. Now, anyone that answered no to that, you guys stand up. So yeah, he's trying to burn through this because, like Andrew was saying, a lot of times they will do that. Say, okay, well, are you sure? How was your crime related to this crime? Was it what you were? Yeah. He was investigated. Was he convicted? They'll try to keep the jurors there
because they know that you don't want to be there. They know that like this is not fun for you. It's not fun for them. It's not fun for you. Nobody wants to be there, right? They know that. They get that. That's not their first rodeo, right? So they try to get you into. They try to really have you explain yourself because most people they when they actually push them, it's not a real reason. It's a very weak reason.
Anything to chime in when you swallow the whatever delicious cookie type object you're eating is, Danny?
I'm actually eating candied ginger, and it
is
is
like making me hungry. You're both like snacking there, and it's like 2 a.m. here, and I'm fat, so I can't eat.
It is.
I have a shin ramen right here, you know, so that's why it's ready to go.
You can't live without home. You got to be.
I gotta buy it. No matter where I am, I gotta buy it.
I don't really have much to chime in with, except I did look it up. They are elected, and so he would have had to have ran for campaign, which means his daddy probably ran for campaign, and his granddaddy. So the
grandpappy too.
The chances of them literally having come in contact with every single person.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
high.
They're listing them all now. Let's see if they're still listing them here. Oh, wait. I pushed stop. We don't want to push stop. Okay, good.
Just go all the way.
Taylor Mallory, Deion Martin.
Now apparently the judge is eating the microphone.
Pinckney, Natasha Thomas, Buster Murdaugh, John Marvin Murdaugh, Liz Murdaugh, Kennedy.
We'll bring the volume down a little bit here just so we can.
Marion Brandstetter, Russell Lafitte,
Wow.
Jay McGill, John Dingle,
They're just
Scott O'Quinn,
listing
Charles
everybody in
Lafitte II and
town.
the third, Harold Trey Matheson III, Megan Kimball, Terry Haynes, Kinda Treherne.
I'm sure the judge is so tired of reading these names that he's just kind of leaning into the microphone at this point.
Stanley, Stephanie Stanley, Dr. Robert Cotton.
Is it slave families? Is what he's saying?
Dr. Jonathan Essenstadt, crime scene analysis, Tim Palmbach.
What was that, Danny?
Crime scene exhibit and animation.
So
Mike
it keeps saying
Sutton,
slave in slave
Kenneth
family in the
Xerxes, crime scene
subtitles.
construction,
Slade.
Tim Persinger,
Ah,
computer
thank you.
forensics, Chick Johnson.
German person, your computer. Don't read. I pity the people that are relying solely on the closed. That's what we should do. Instead of listening to him, we should just read the closed captions. That'd be more
Firearm or the
entertaining.
lipsticks. Yeah.
That's what I was doing for a minute, and I was so confused because I'm in the middle of responding to. I'm actually at work right now too, so I'm like drafting, and I'll just look up while I hear things, and I'm like,
Robinson, Taylor.
Thank you for clarifying, though. I will actually just look at this and turn up my volume.
Wow.
Oh, he got one.
Wow,
What was
something
that?
happened.
Well,
I know,
that or he's done. You know, that's it. RIP Judge.
He just stroked out. He's done.
Sudden death.
It is stroke season, don't you know?
There was already a change of venue from Colton County to Walterboro County.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because everything I'd read said
Okay,
that there was
well.
no change of venue requested.
Population 45,000 to population 46,000, son. We moving up.
Did you actually check that, or are you just making jokes?
I'm just fucking using low country numbers. Let's see.
Well, the town that this happened in has 4,500 people.
Well, the county. Well, I guess I believe the county seat of Walterboro is only 5,300 people.
FALKOFS.
Well, we're back with mega volume.
FBI.
Yeah, this whole county is 38,000. Sorry,
Any of those people, if you are a friend, relative, associate, acquaintance,
For a second, I thought
of
you
any
did
of
stroke
them,
out.
please stand.
Add it to the list of reasons you could have sudden death.
All right, and you tell me the basis for your standings. First with the gentleman, the juror number and why you stand.
43, Charles Long,
Say it again.
43, Charles Long, my cousin.
Your cousin. And should your cousin testify, would that affect your ability to be fair and impartial? Just might. All right. We'll
still hear this.
yes, sir.
Yeah, it's mega volume, dude. The volume just went through the roof.
Yeah.
And should they testify, will that affect your ability to be fair and impartial? All right, thank you. Yes.
I'll just turn it down a little bit on that. Yeah, there you go.
That's about as down as I want to do here. I want to turn it all the way off. Let's just turn this off here. See, because it was really, really muted at first. Let's see if they fixed it a little bit.
And will that affect your ability to be fair and impartial? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right, how's the volume for everybody out there in viewer land? Good balance from us. Danny, say something. Andrew, say something.
Oh, I'm good.
Hey.
Dr. Louis Vega was my supervising provider from 2020.
I wonder if he has like a room
should
full of
testify.
standing, and as the names were being read,
Your
they
number
just kind of
is
moved from one side to the
110.
other.
And should Dr. Vega testify, would that affect your ability to be fair and impartial? Thank you. Yes, sir.
59, I have met Angel Stallman's Doris Lafitte, Buddy Hill. I know Barry School pretty well. I volunteered for a long time with the fire department. Now I also work there part-time as a firefighter.
Yeah, I thought that
It
fire
does affect your ability to be fair and impartial. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
55. I went to school in Morgan County, and my parents close friends with me.
Close friends with him.
Now it's just everybody saying how they know all
Give me
those
jury
people
number
they
one more
listed.
time. 55. And will that affect your ability to be fair and impartial?
That's what I think he's just like, all right, you're out.
All right, we'll speak a bit further. Yes, ma'am.
16, Charles Long, was police chief of Titusville, and I was serving on council. We love that.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
26, I know Jerry Cole, I know Jason Chapman.
He probably knows like a lot more than a few of them. He probably knows half of
Thank
them.
you. Yes, sir.
You know what's scary is the smarter ones are raising their hands right now and trying to get the heck out of there.
Yeah. All the businessmen that are running their small businesses, all the, yeah.
Will not affect your ability to be fair and impartial. All right, thank you.
Even the moms who are driving Uber are making more money every day driving Uber than they are sitting in a jury room.
Thank you.
Do you know what they pay in Utah, Danny? Last I recall, it was like $35 a day or something like that.
I think they've raised it to about 100 a day, so it's not bad.
Back in my day.
Thank you.
But this is where we need to be teaching kids,
Thank you.
you know, that jury duty is a privilege reserved for U.S. citizens and that it is an honor to serve on one.
And ladies and gentlemen, having gone through this full battery of questions, at this point in time and reflecting on all of the questions I've asked you, if you know of any reason why you cannot serve as a fair and impartial juror, please stand.
Now this is you couldn't escape on any other way. Now here's your chance to argue why you shouldn't be here.
I was gonna say $100 a day is not that much for having to sit through this.
All right, thank you. So this panel is now qualified. And the question then is, what next for this group?
Wow.
I would have so much fun on this jury.
Well, you're not supposed to have fun on the jury. You're supposed
I
to
know.
listen.
That's why they
Very
never
balanced.
pick me.
I never even got asked to be on a jury.
I didn't get asked until after I was an attorney.
Have you ever got a jury summons, Andrew?
No, actually.
Huh. I haven't either. I was
Didn't you
wanted
guys
to,
get
but
them as
never got one.
expats? Did
No.
they send them in the mail?
I do know a friend that did get one here in Korea. And he's like, yeah, I'm in Korea. And they, oh, yeah, that's a pretty good reason not to show up. I guess it got forwarded from a last known address. So, we have beautiful, messy balls. Judge Newman is one of the best judges I've seen in action. Oh, cool. Well, hopefully it'll go well. Like a good controlled judge who has a good control of the courtroom, fair rulings, unbiased rulings. And, I hope that's what we get. And Flux, on second thought, let me be put on a jury. I would love to pass some judgment. Okay, Flux.
Flux and I all the way. Jury teammates. Let's go.
This is the
Dan-
problem. Y'all want to be. You all have to get on because you want to be on. That's the
I
problem.
totally would.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'd
I think it would
move
be
to the
fun.
jurisdiction and just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
I'd register.
But in a legitimate way, if you really, really want to know, one of the quickest and easiest and least socially damaging way, such as like saying race, I'm a racist. If you don't want to go down that path and you want to be guaranteed,
Well, it's an
to serve on
equivalent,
a
right?
jury.
It's an equivalent. I'm
Yeah,
a
if you-
lawyer is an equivalent to I'm a.
That's it.
Come on, come on.
That's
It's
literally
equivalent
it.
to I'm a bigoted, misogynist, racist. All this. I'm a lawyer is just as bad. It's just as bad, Jeff.
That's
true.
literally it. If you want to guarantee not to sit on a jury, become a lawyer. Danny, you were going to say something?
No, that's it. He's absolutely
Okay.
right. Either you come in, doing a friggin' Nazi salute, standing in front of the judge saying, I hate everybody, all races, Your Honor. I hate myself. I hate God. All of it. You
Yeah.
just go all the way down the list. And then you're like,
Damn them all to hell.
and F you too, and F this court. This isn't even a real court. That's it. You come in as a sob sib. You'll be kicked out for the court.
Oh, yeah.
This is a violation of UCC code.
Because a
And see,
soft
that's-
sit lawyer on the same level under the
Yep.
Asda split.
Soft simp, racist attorney in that order.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I mean, that's the scary thing. The lawyers for both sides don't want someone who knows, understands, and can apply the law fairly. They want, like as we saw at the very, very beginning, the argument had, and as Steve Gosney was saying, they want someone who agrees with them and will follow their theory of the case, regardless of what it is.
I love that he was so honest about that too, because I thought he would come in with like a canned answer, the one where it's like, I just want a fair and impartial jury.
3 to
of
come
my
forward,
peers.
juror number 55 to come forward. Any other jurors? And number 26 to come
These are
forward.
probably the
And if y'all would come forward and just
strikes they get.
Just stay where you are for a moment there. Just want to identify you. All the other jurors, you're qualified. We're going to excuse you for the remainder of this day. We need you to call in to the number that the clerk, Becky Hill, and her staff has provided for you to use. I didn't fully introduce all the clerk and her staff. Ms. Becky Hill, the clerk of court here in Colleton. Ms. Lori, is that Weeze? Where is she?
She's just slipped back down.
Oh, she's the one doing the calling. Sitting right there. Ms. Lori Weeze, Sherry Robinson, right here. Our court
Introducing us
reporter
to the
is
court
Elizabeth
people.
Harris, who takes down everything that's being said. She's over here, as well as Mike Watkins over here. If you have questions or issues, you address them to clerk staff, or
So we've got some jurors.
bailiffs designated to respond to questions, but do not engage in any way with any
They
of the
should make this
lawyers or
like a
any other
game show.
witnesses or participants.
And I bet
in
they'd
the
get a lot
case.
more jurors. Be like, who wants to be
So
a
we'll
juror?
have you, and we have several groups coming in.
You have
just
to
like
get some
your
sort of
group.
clout out of it, though.
We have 3 or 4
Yeah.
groups coming. And we hope at the end of that process of going through all of the groups to come up with one final group out of which we will select the jury.
Okay, they're not just going to go
So
until
we
they
need
get
you all to
12
call
qualified
back
people.
after 6
They're going to go through
p.m.
everybody
today,
and then
not
have a
before
final
6
Jeopardy
p.m.
round, I guess.
After 6 p.m. and there will be a message on the recorded line
This is gonna be like a
telling you
3-day
what
jury
time
selection
to
process
call
then.
back tomorrow.
They're thinking today and tomorrow,
or what time
with
to
arguments
come
starting
back
on
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
It's our hope that you might be able to come back around 4 p.m. tomorrow.
The saddest
We don't
thing that
know
I've
that.
seen
That's why
is
we
a
need to
judge
have
who
you
forced a
call in
working mother, like she
find
worked a
out
part-time
whether you
job,
need to come back
and
by
she
4
was
tomorrow.
nursing, forced her to sit on the jury.
No.
While she was nursing, did she get to nurse the baby? While was
Thank you
it?
very
I hope
much
she got
for all
to
your
carry it. She got to
cooperation.
nurse it and screamed like a bitch the whole trial. I hope.
That's literally what happened, and then she was
Good.
excused. I was like, you
Good.
asshole.
Your Honor, I apologize. I believe, in going through the copy we just did, also 124 was one that you mentioned that we wanted to have a quick discussion with. And additionally, the state would also request that juror number 221 remain behind for a quick discussion as well.
So far I have 43, 55, 26, 221, 124. Any requested by the defense?
So 6.
And aside from those jurors, we'll see the others
Jurors.
later. Thank you very much.
I like this judge.
Yes, sir. One moment, jurors.
Do you mind instructing them about reading?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once you have become a part of the jury pool, then you are to not engage in any form of personal investigation, exposure. You're not to read, discuss, seek to inquire any.
Well, they've already said that they
information
haven't read anything,
concerning the
discussed
case.
anything, or heard
You're not
anything
to
about it, so it
discuss
shouldn't be too hard
any
for them.
Other jurors or anyone else.
Assuming
I'm
they were
surprised
honest.
they got one. I'm surprised they
And
went
we'll
that
give you
quick.
Greater,
Yeah.
more detailed.
You want to hear
instructions
something
concerning
insane?
that.
I didn't know about the murder
Should you be
charges
selected.
until just 2 weeks ago.
Anything else requested?
I didn't know about the 104
Thank you
other
all.
charges until a couple of weeks ago.
Those are the charges I heard about because I love reading up on attorney misconduct and misplaced
The financial crimes.
All $8.5 million allegedly he funneled from victims of his son and the housekeeper that fell down the
The
stairs, et cetera,
housekeeper
et
one I
cetera.
had heard of. Yeah.
But now the
Maybe
exciting thing is all of those questions we just heard, we get to hear those 3 or 4 more times with other groups.
Yay.
Awesome. But while we're doing that, beautiful. God, my eyes are going out of focus. It must be 2:30 in the morning here. He presided over the Samantha Josephson case, the mistaken
Out of the
Uber
jurors
M
that we
trial.
had to-
Hey, Judge, what's up?
To stay with us. We want you all to come up one.
It's Gordon B. Hinckley.
One
For
at
those
a
of you that
time.
know,
First
you
juror,
know.
number 26.
Oh, he is a Black Gordon B. Hinckley. I also thought, who's the one that plays God and is
Morgan Freeman. You think he looks like Morgan Freeman?
He's got a Morgan Freeman.
Yo,
vibe.
you are so racist, Danny. Come on.
Why? Because I said he's black?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon B. Hinckley was a former president of the Mormon Church. Looks sort of kind of like him. So yeah, he's very fair during litigation, but extremely hard on sentencing. Well, this is going to be life without parole, or on these, or pretty much life without parole for the other 104, assuming he gets convicted.
Yeah.
All right, so they're going to empty out the courtroom, file in a new set of people, and then we get to do it all over again.
No.
So what
no,
you're saying?
Okay.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say this is a great way to get disqualified. If you say you follow me or Jeff or Danny or even worse, potentially a criminal who just sent a super chat, you definitely, if you follow Sean, you're 100% excluded from every jury, especially the federal juries, especially with glowies like Danny. That I have to testify.
Potential
I'm just saying.
glowy. Come on, man.
Potential. Yeah.
Potential. I'm going for the
potential,
yub. I'm
sorry.
going to save a
I want to.
okay?
I'm manifesting. We're manifesting.
We're
Danny.
manifesting. Okay. I'm like, I got to keep my day job in the meantime. Come on.
Hang on here. Let's see. Dang it, Sean! I keep forgetting what
Andrew
you're.
Bronca. If you're listening to Andrew Bronca taking any of his legal courses,
100%. If you're taking one of his courses, especially with this D-bag Andrew, whose course is in like 7 hours, that would be the biggest reason to explode you.
Oh, come on, Sean! What the hell's your?
I mean, I wouldn't put you on my jury. That's the question you should always ask yourself. Would I want you on the jury?
Would you impanel you? I wouldn't impanel you.
Exactly.
I would. I like me. I'd be awesome.
You'd impanel you?
I would. I'd be fair and impartial, and whether people wanted me to be or not, I'd set them straight. All right, LawTube Sean, I have sent you an invite if you want to join. I just assumed you'd be working today, like a good person should. I just tweeted you something, so if you want to join the panel, please welcome. We'd love to have you here. K-Rob says, so what you're saying is if we get a jury summons and don't want to serve to say we watch all our favorite LawTubers religiously, lol, it probably wouldn't work, but hey, it'd give us something if it happens to be televised and we happen to be watching, it'd give us a shout out.
It'd be fun.
We have Josh D. You've covered what a juror could say to get struck. Has a juror ever said something that has tainted / struck the entire pool? I seem to have heard. I mean, there may have been. This is just totally me, possibly misremembering that somebody did something, like shouted something, or somebody did something that just it tainted the pool. Basically, I can't even remember what it was or whatever. But I seem to remember hearing about it in law school or something.
I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, I don't remember that. So,
and I could just be totally misremembering. Potentially criminal. Anyone bring up jury nullification yet? Not yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
No soft sits, but potentially criminal. I've just sent you a link if you really want to join us, and if you're able to do so, please do. Beautiful Messy Ball says, who is this woman on the panel? She's making a joke of Thai. No, we were talking about this Thai restaurant in Salt Lake City we went to.
No, I love Thai.
Thai is great. I had amazing Thai food today. It was excellent.
But this Thai restaurant in Salt Lake was really, 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 really bad.
It
really tasted
bad.
like sugar and vinegar.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Would
not
you
good.
like some Thai food with your sugar? That's what the question was. It wasn't.
And we
what would you
ordered
like?
the spiciest food on the menu too. We had like the tom yum goong. What else did we like? Some really super spicy stuff, and it all tasted like vinegar flavored sugar.
Yeah,
It
you
was
take
really
that back,
bad.
commentator. Because I'll tell you what, I freaking love Thai. It
Yeah.
is my favorite food. I will go to Thailand just for food.
Describe what it
It's
was
worth
like
it. It is worth
breathing. Describe what it was like breathing walking into that restaurant.
Remember, I sat down and I started coughing immediately. And I was like, I can't breathe. It smells in here. It doesn't smell like Thai food. It smells like something rotten. And then it was like, how is it that the air is spicier than what you're putting in your mouth? That's what I want to
Exactly.
understand.
Because that's like we were freaking out because there was so much capsaicin in the air.
Yes.
That we were like, oh my God, we're not even gonna be able to eat this. Maybe
And
we
we were
shouldn't have
so
ordered the
stoked about it.
spiciest. And then it came out and it was like sugar, and we're like, how is this possible? So yes, we love Thai food. Just that restaurant was horrifically bad. And Dragon's Treasure, I love Thais, but too much sausage.
Listen.
Dragon's Treasure, go make some tea. I'm happy. My Dragon's Treasure tea is on the way. I ordered like $185 worth of tea from him. I got the notification it had been sent out a few days ago. This is some seriously good tea. Got some loose leaf tea. He's got some tea bag tea. So if you want to be tea bagged by the tea guy, you go ahead. It's right there. Go to thedragonstreasure.com.
With a smile.
Yeah, we'll do it with a smile. And if you need some customer service, there's a little live chat thing, which is literally him. You will get a response from him. Sometimes if he doesn't answer his tweets, I chat with him on his website because he answers his website stuff faster than he answers his Twitter DMs. So he's literally on it. He's great. He has 60 teas a month. They have a monthly membership. I said loose leaf, bag teas. There's some amazing stuff. And I'll go through I think there were like 10 or 12 different teas. And I'll go through all those when they come here in a week or so. The Dragon's Treasure. He's your tea man. And make sure you use code word Vices to get 10% off. Do it. You won't regret it. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we can get rid of this here until we need to bring it back up again. So, okay. I guess we got a bit of time. We're all caught up on the super chats. Let's do the midstream grift here. The 2 hour and 45-minute grift. Legal mindset. Grift yourself.
Yes, go ahead and follow me on legalmindset.locals.com as well as on YouTube, because we're being exceptionally hated on YouTube. Twitter's getting pretty weird right now, so if you stay tuned there. But frankly, if you're on Locals, if you're on YouTube, you can find me there. Got some great stuff right there. Going to be promoting a lot on Rumble as well. You're going to be doing a Rumble exclusive. I think going forward, I'm going to do at least one Rumble exclusive a week, which is just on Rumble. And then Locals, I do 2 to 3 exclusives on Locals a week. So we're still going to be doing that even during trial season. But I'm very excited to be here with my good friend Jeff and running through everything else here.
And that's how once actual trial starts, hopefully Wednesday. I'll do a morning session from, I guess it's 9:30 their time
noonish.
To noonish. Yeah. And then Andrew will wake up. And for me, that'll be like till 2 or 2:30 in the morning. And Andrew will wake up at 2 or 2:30 in the morning. Do a little bit on my stream. Yeah. Do a little bit on my stream while I catch him up on what happened during the morning. Then we'll switch over to his channel. I'll hang out there until I get too sleepy. And then he'll take it through the end, and we'll just keep doing that until we're done.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
Legal Mindset. Go subscribe to him, like everything he's done. And Danny on direct. Grift yourself.
I will grift away. So come check out my channel. I do a lot of fun commentary. I have a new video coming out this week, actually, that I filmed yesterday. It is in regards to the report on the leak from the Supreme Court, which is something that I discussed ad nauseum when it first occurred. And I was told that my priorities were in the wrong place because I was a woman discussing how evil it was that the honor and dignity, what is left of it in the Supreme Court, was breached by this individual. So come check it out if you're interested. And I found the answer about jury nullification here in the US. Apparently it was a very popular thing, like post Revolutionary War and then post Civil War. And so they kind of cracked down on it. And basically, if you could sit there in the trial, they were going to force you to. And there's actually a case that just concluded in the federal courts saying, so this guy was standing outside of a courtroom saying, hey, go Google jury nullification. That's all he said. He started yelling at jurors.
Just Google it.
Just Google jury nullification, informing them of their rights. The federal court said that it was illegal to do that. And then they were reversed, and obviously that was an infringement on freedom of speech. This man clearly had the right to sit there and yell at them to Google jury nullification. And that's all of the research I've been able to do in the past 5 minutes. So there you go.
That was pretty darn thorough.
Thank you.
Wow. And Dick Saucer says, I love how the two Korea lawyers follow the East Coast U.S. weirdness. Well, if I said trial starts at 11:30 p.m. Korea time, there's like two people that would know what time this trial starts. And you're looking at both of them. Nobody else knows what the hell Korea time is. So yeah, for some, I don't know how I don't know how East Coast U.S. became the default, but it did. So hey,
it is what it is. We live with it. We're just living with it. We're just going with the flow.
That chinchilla is really cute in that person's picture.
Yeah. Spooky Spoon, my super simp. Suddenly, Andrew at Legal Mindset is so hot. Sweaty picture. All right. Now you're no longer. You're no longer.
Enjoy my legalmindset.locals.com. You get a free mop and bucket on my locals. Free mop, free bucket. It's great.
You're banished, Spooky Spoon. Go take your spooning somewhere else. Don't bring your spooning around here no more. You can't simp for me. And then when I have him on, think, oh, he's so much hotter than you, which I mean, it's a fucking fact. What do you want me to do? But anyway, whatever.
He's decent looking.
I try.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Both of you guys.
I can just try. I can just try.
Simple way, ladies and gents.
Jojo, I love how Jeff gives us all our times, though. I do Eastern time, UK time, my time, and Aussie time, like Aussie Capital time. That's with the AC.
Yeah, Sydney. We don't. Darwin, Perth. What the fuck are those? What the hell? What the hell's going on
Just do
there?
Canberra. But of course, nobody in America knows that Canberra is the capital of Australia. So it thinks it's Melbourne. All right. Well,
I thought that was an animal. I was like, you say Canberra. I'm like, is that the neighbor of a wallaby? Like, what's going on there?
The capybara, yeah. And me.
I like capybaras.
Me,
There's
I'm the
capybara
Lorax.
cafes, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're basically the capybara of LawTube. Like you
I
just
am.
kind
I'm
of
the Lorax.
You know what?
everybody. Everyone likes you.
I'm a big giant fat rodent. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes. You hang out in the
Absolutely.
hot springs. You got the ladies around you. You got the spicy folks around you.
Yes.
You've got like the persona non grata people around you. Like
The weird Asians around you.
you have everyone loves you. Capybara
works.
of LawTube.
Put Jeff's face on a capybara and tweet it out right now.
Do that.
This will go viral. This will go viral.
No.
Jeff's face, capybara, tweet it now.
A big giant fat rodent. No, I'm happy with the law rat. The
But we
law
love
rat.
you for
The
it.
law rat.
Law rat
love
too.
you.
Law rat, do it.
Now, by the way, we're coming up on some Lorax merch. We're finalizing the design. Let's see. I gotta find it here. But yeah, we have one of our awesome people in chat we've been going back and forth designing some Lorax merch that's going to be going on hoodies and t-shirts, etc. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Probably can't because it's always there until I need it.
Until you need it.
And then I'm like, oh, I don't know what folder that's in anymore. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're playing that game. It's just doesn't seem to be because I was screwing around with it the other day so it's literally in one of these folders right here in front of me, and it's not in the random pictures where it should be. So who knows? I know I can just search for Lorax in the folder. Lorax
Bank folder.
Yeah.
For
Have
those
to
who
be
don't
careful.
know what a capybara is, just go Google search big guinea pig, giant guinea pig, and it will come
You're
right
not
up.
helping.
That's basically what they look like.
You're
It's
really
It's
you're
the
literally
largest
not
rodent
helping.
in the animal kingdom.
It is in the file. Oh, it's not in a file. It's just on the desktop, apparently. All right. La 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 la. Well, guys, keep talking while I look for the Lorax thing. It's not important, but there it is. All right.
It's very
This
important. It's very
it is. This is the finalized design. We just need to get it in a PNG thing and send it off to the folks at Spring, and everyone will want to buy one. Wait,
Who do
I
you
just about
speak
shut down
for
the
as
stream.
the Lorax?
I don't know. Myself, barely. Window search. There we go. This is the merch that's going to be coming soon.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like it. It kind of
That's
looks
good.
like a
And that
capybara,
will
though, I'm
not-
not gonna lie.
That will not catch a copyright claim like a
I hope
trademark
not.
claim. So
I don't
yes,
think
you're
it
good.
I
will at
hope
all.
not.
You're good. You're good.
And if it does, they can have the $4 I'll get from it.
That's great.
But yeah, that's what we've decided. We'll do a big discussion with it later, and we'll give a special shout out and thanks to the creator of that. But yeah, that's the Law Rack stuff that's coming out. So anywho, yeah,
You need to make some stickers of that too, by the way, Jeff, because I'll buy the stickers and put them on everything.
we also have one of the people that's she's making pins. She like pins for things that can probably do that as well. So yeah, we got some fun stuff coming down. But the only piece of merch I really have is this subliminal advertisement here down on the merch link. And they don't. I want to do cocktail glasses, but they don't have cocktail glasses. So
what about
Not
shot
on
glass?
spring.
cocktail glass?
They're
Yeah,
beer
this is a cocktail
glasses.
glass. So that's why you have to make one yourself.
I like
They
it.
have beer glasses.
Go to I almost said go to Legal Mindset. Go to Legal Mindset too, but stay here and go to Legal Vices. Reach right down there and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Currently, we've got 1,663 people and 1,571 likes. And while you're doing that, while you're subscribing, and if you are subscribed to either Legal Mindset, Danny on Direct, or me, please make sure you're still subscribed to us. YouTube has been deleting subscribers unilaterally for the past few weeks, and some people are getting hit for hundreds of subscribers a day. So just make sure you're still subscribed to us if you are subscribed. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come over here and take our poll. Today's poll, let's see how we're doing. 18% of you said I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a knife hitting a boyfriend's chest. The Courtney Clenny case.
Oh, yeah.
24% of you said I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a loony deleting his entire family, which clearly has no reference to this case whatsoever because he didn't delete his entire family, only 2 of the 3, which is weird. But all right, 26% of you in second place said I hit that like and subscribe button like shotgunning someone over a mattress. That's the Mattress Brothers, who are actually father and son, but because it's Southern Texas, they may well be father and son and brothers. We're just not sure. And leading the charge with 32% of the vote, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a suitcase bouncing down the stairs. A Sarah Boone case reference. Charged with allegedly zipping up her boyfriend in a suitcase, rolling him down the stairs, and leaving him there to suffer and die for 12 hours. Yeah, so that's the poll. Take the poll and let's do it. So, okay, everybody, we got some time to kill. Andrew, how much time do you got left? You got more time to hang?
I'll hang out for another 30 minutes or so, yeah.
How about you, Danny? How you doing on time?
Oh, I'm good. I'm drafting up complaints while we're talking, so we're good.
Cool. Multitasking.
Helping
I wish
people
I
get
could work.
divorces all day, every day. That's what I do.
You're doing the Lord's work.
I am. I truly am.
All right, let's do this. Andrew, what's give you some highlights. What are some of the more interesting things about this case in your opinion that you would want?
Well, in my opinion, this case is interesting for a couple reasons. Number one, it's a fucking lawyer, and at least all of us were lawyers, right? And if one thing we know is dirty lawyers, because we all know a dirty lawyer, right? I mean,
I'm a dirty lawyer.
Jeff, I'm saying Jeff, we hang out normally, so yes, we know dirty lawyers. No, but what I'm saying is, no, actually, everybody I know and the lawyers that I personally do know would never do things like embezzling client funds. But we all know that is the first. That side eye from you, Danny, was so fierce. Okay, never mind. You know some. Okay, you got a story that I'm. Okay, Danny aside, Jeff and I in Korea do not know any attorneys that would ever embezzle client funds.
Oh no, never. Mm-mm.
Never.
Incidentally, that is the number one reason for disbarment
Seriously,
in any state in the entire union.
Immediate yeeting off of the bar. Like you can do coke.
Fuck with the client's funds and you're gone before the check clears.
Literally a penny on accident, and you can absolutely get disbarred.
And not only that, it can just be in the incorrect type of account, right? Because it has to be in a specialized account. It can't just be in a normal checking account. It can't be in a business checking account. It's got to be a very specific account that's
an IOLTA
marked
account.
marked for that. Yeah, an IOLTA account, which is a specific type of account. This is the thing we deal with, which is why, I'm glad whenever I do something, I'm like, all right, this is non-legal work. because I do not want to fuck with this. I do not want to deal with these legal financial rules because that's the number one way you get screwed. So honestly, seeing that he not only took money from his clients, but a hell of a lot from his firm. And then on top of that, you have the insurance fraud, right? You have the boating accident, right? You have trying to shoot himself in the head. You have, the murders, obviously, and all of the various financial crimes, plus the land deals. And as a guy who's done land deals, who's teaching property law for Bronca right now, I find that absolutely fascinating. So, I mean, all of that is put together, all of that put together in one guy. Because some of those things by themselves, like millions of dollars of land fraud, right, or scams, that's a case, right? Insurance fraud, that's a case, right? Murder, that's a case. But there's murders, attempted murders here, there's attempted suicide, there's insurance fraud, there's all these things wrapped into one, which is what makes this case a crazy case. It just isn't as sexy as the others, guys, because you guys haven't seen as much video, but I do think at trial we are going to see more video, more evidence.
Oh, yeah. When David says boating accident, yeah, his son got drunk and drove over somebody with a boat. And they got, what was it? Can't remember what it was. It was multiple millions of dollars in settlement, which he just pocketed for the family. His own son was drunk and deleted some guy. They took the guy's settlement and pocketed it. Yeah, that's one of the allegations that's against him. Now, Danny, you said that you were fascinated by several factors in this case. You're the financial woman. So tell us what are some interesting things you've read about this that are of particular interest to you? We're only dealing with the murders in this trial, but like I said, he's got about 104 other charges against him.
For me, it's him dipping into his law firm's account to line his own pockets. I'm always impressed in the worst way by attorneys who, in the worst way, by
I was like, please caveat
who
that,
are
Danny.
able to do that consistently to their law firms, because generally most law firms have accountants or other individuals in the firm who are managing the accounts and who would notice if there was money missing or money that has been moved around. So that to me is, I mean, it's really hard to wiggle your way out of it. I have with me a bar journal. Every single month you will get, if you're a licensed attorney, I don't know about other states, but in Arizona and Utah, you're sent a copy of the bar journal for that.
They're so annoying and preachy, and
I know exactly what Danny's going to say.
Our dues go for the
list
woke
of
bullshit.
offenses
Those bar
here,
journals.
because the only reason that all attorneys get these is for this page. At the very end of each bar journal, every single issue, there are public disciplinary actions. So let me read a couple of them here. In a civil
Without
case,
the names, of course.
well, why not? It's public.
Because not on my channel.
Public
It's not public.
admonition, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
We'll be fair. Okay. In a civil case, Mr. Attorney knowingly sent inappropriate text messages to his client's 26-year-old daughter. The client's daughter felt unable to confront Mr. Attorney for fear of negatively affecting Mr. Attorney's legal representation of her father. In a sole count, Mr. Attorney failed to competently and diligently represent his client and failed to reasonably communicate with his client during the representation. What I'm not including in this sentence is that he charged his client $15,000 and didn't do jack shit the entire time, and then lied to his client about what he was doing. So this is why this case interests me so much, because it's basically like getting a whole magazine's worth of material of what not to do. And if you guys know any attorneys who want to have a good time, they usually have these magazines sitting in their lobbies. Just pick them up, flip to the last like 4 or 5 pages, and you'll find the attorney admonitions, and it will hopefully encourage you to stick with the attorney that you have rather than shopping around, because generally it's the more wealthy attorneys or the piss poor attorneys that get away with this kind of crap and eventually get caught. So the wealthy attorneys do it for the embezzlement. They make tons and tons of money. But the smaller attorneys, they do it because, it's easy theft for them. So, and in a lot of cases you get busy. Okay. So some of these, it really is just a single penny and you can get an admonition or admonition from the bar. Yes.
Admonition.
I have them. Yep.
Yeah.
So you can get an admonition from the bar, and it's usually a small suspension. you have to pay like a $500 fee, and then you have to go to course classes. The rules behind this, so everybody knows, you cannot charge your client unless you do work for your client. Okay. But we all take a retainer fee up front. So a down payment on our services, but we can't actually start utilizing that money until we earn it. So if you take that money and put it in a personal bank account and then fill up your client's bank account with your personal money, but not the full amount of the retainer, and then say later, oh, well, I did work by then, that's a big no. All your client's money goes into a special account that is run in conjunction with your local bar association. The bar association will set up this account, which is called an IOLTA. It's an interest-bearing account, and all the interest that is earned on that account goes to pay for good people like Steve Gosney to represent indigent clients. So there you go.
Yeah, and I mean, that is just the rule of being a lawyer. Do not screw with client funds. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't even think about looking
And
at it.
don't screw with clients either, or their daughter.
Yeah, that's the rule number 2.
Well, until they're no longer clients, until they're ex-clients, and then
Yeah. I mean,
it's fair game. Yeah,
still don't, but okay.
Yeah, then they're not clients. So yeah,
they're not clients anymore. They're just a guy at a bar. It's a guy at a bar at 3 a.m. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a small town in South Carolina. And Walterboro, South Carolina is a small town, Danny.
I mean, you can go into court out of your mind on cocaine, and they'll put you into a lawyer helping lawyers program, a diversion program. But if you come up $5 short on your IOLTA account, you can lose your license like that. That's how sacred your client's money is.
Yep.
And I'm sure we all know people that have been to court high or drunk, because substance abuse is the number one. Like, lawyers are the number one attorney.
It's a workplace hazard.
Occupation.
It's not
occupational hazard.
It's not whether they've been to court drunk or high. It's what they're high on, right? Like what is the substance, right? It's not if, it's what.
But lawyers have the highest substance abuse occupation around. It's just statistics. Lawyers have a higher percentage of drug abuse and substance abuse than any other profession in the United States. But you screw with that client's money and you're done. You're toast. I mean, for me, the interesting thing in this case, it's just weird as hell to me, and I wish there was more going on with this. I was like, he's deleted his family, allegedly, 2 of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone said in chat earlier, well, we guess we know who his favorite son was. But he knows he's going down. So that's what the prosecution is saying, that he deleted these 2 people in his family to gain sympathy for when all of these other financial things come up. I mean, how sick do you have to be in your head to go, oh my gosh, I have to make it look like someone deleted my family so I get sympathy because I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough theory of the case.
Yeah, in the middle of this, he knows, okay, if this happens, my surviving son, who I apparently love more than the deleted one, isn't going to get anything. And all of my assets have been frozen. So I'm going to hire a guy to delete me. He wanted to have a bullet put in the back of his head, A, to probably get him out of this situation, and B, so that his son would get the life insurance, which was about $10 million. So apparently he had it all allegedly had it all staged to where he would be changing a tire on a road. Guy would drive by and pop him in the head. Well, dude was apparently a pretty bad aim, and the bullet just grazed him. And it doesn't take really ingenious detective Sherlock Holmes work to crack that particular fiasco. So that to me is the most interesting part of this, that he paid someone to delete himself and make it look like a random roadside murder.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, that's just this murder trial here. This is what we're watching now, is what started all of this. Once they were investigating him for this is when all these financial alleged violations came to light while they were investigating this murder.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is
Yeah, and
nuts.
And they keep coming. They keep finding more stuff, and there's another new charge. And this guy has enough to lock him away for 10 lifetimes at this point. Once he's convicted, if he's convicted, right? Assuming he's convicted, but it's not looking good.
It's not looking very good at all. But apparently he's retained everyone and made sure that everybody knows him in town.
I mean,
I wish I was drunk.
strategy.
Says, what was that? I'm sorry. What
I
was
said
that?
not a bad strategy. I've
Yeah,
had
no.
clients where their spouse is extremely wealthy. So what I'll have them do is go and interview with every other single law firm in the state, some of the big guys, to try and conflict out their spouse.
Yep. And a lot of
All
folks
right.
do that. For a lot of people who are very malicious do that during family court, right?
And when I say I'll have them do that, I mean they tell me they do that, and I say, "Oh, I can't stop you. Please don't do
Right.
that." That's what I meant.
And I wish I was drunk. Says, how are we just back from work? Hey, we're doing great. Glad to be just back from work. And speaking of someone who probably is also at work, it's potentially criminal Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, Sean?
Are you hard
not
at work?
too bad. Trying to be at least.
Good.
I jumped in on that last part. Yeah, you can't tell a client not to do that, but if somebody does go run around and do that and the judge finds out, you're not going to have a good day. And if you want to convince the judge you're not an asshole, that's not how you do it.
Do you have commissioners where you are?
Commissioners, like county commissioners, or?
Yeah, so here we have divorce commissioners, which is like before you get to the judge.
Oh, you mean like a magistrate kind of?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we have magistrates.
Kind of hard to track. If they find out, I mean, that's the thing though, is they've got to find out, and so you don't try and conflict them out of every law firm, just the big hitters, so that way they can't, it kind of
just the best.
Sure. Oh yeah, no, I understand people do that. It's just if you're gonna, all I can say is I don't recommend playing games with the court, but if you do,
neither would I.
You better be very, very good at it.
If you're gonna take it a swing at the king, don't miss, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And R1802 says, how long is a break? We have no idea. The judge just cut the mic and walked off. He just did a mic drop and left. We have no idea.
He's out.
Also,
we're just kind of doing it. Yeah.
You guys, you do get your retainer back. So whatever you pay your bill, okay, if there hasn't been any work done on your case and you're paid up, then you do get the remainder of your retainer in return.
Well, hold on though, Danny, because I don't know if y'all do this, but in Florida, we have something called an earn retainer. And that's pretty much an upfront payment. And the presumption is that earn retainer is not really a retainer. It's services that have already been rendered theoretically. So it's a non-refundable retainer. It functions as a non-refundable retainer. It's not a true retainer.
So is it like a flat rate that starts?
Yeah, it's pretty much a
with the
flat.
end of
It's
your
pretty much a
relationship?
flat rate. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit different. We have consultation. We have consultation fees here. I have heard of those sort of
I
arrangements.
hate that they call it an earned retainer because it's not an actual retainer.
They should call it
And
a
it confuses
deposit.
people. They should call it that instead.
Well, yeah, because then you get to the idea of like, is that retainer the retainer to engage me to have me my time,
Exactly.
or is that the which those are
So
And
the
don't be afraid to have your
consultation
potential
fee.
attorney read the retainer agreement to you and explain every single clause to you.
Well, in Utah, you're required to have your retainer agreement in writing.
Yeah. Well,
I know
everywhere.
there's a lot of jurisdictions.
Yeah,
that
that's required. Yeah, that's
Is it?
required.
Oh no, that's on a contingency basis. You have to have it in writing, but you're right. So some of them don't need to be.
I thought they all had to be in Utah.
I think it's only a contingent. Well, in the state of Utah, maybe you're right. I think it all has to be. I don't know. Just have your attorney read
Just
and
have it
explain
done
the
anyway.
retainer to you. That's the point. If you don't understand a term, if you're like, hey, wait a second, there's a bunch of legalese in here and you want me to initial next to this paragraph, I have no idea what this means. If our relationship goes south, don't be afraid to ask. Your attorney will be happy to read it to you.
Well, potentially criminal Sean is our favorite Midwestern subversive lawyer.
Yes.
A little camera shy today, I guess.
and my laptop's camera does not work for some reason.
Were you in tears and did you weep for hours on end when Sarah Boone got postponed? And there he's gone.
Yes, that's how mad he was. You fucking triggered him, Jeff. You did it. You did it. He finally.
I'm sorry, man. Come back,
stream
Sean.
deleted himself.
What the hell
There you
happened?
You just got. You said you had a connection issue, and it dumped you.
Oh, okay.
Which was
Well, I shouldn't
funny
bring it
because
up.
Bobby Baloney called it 4 minutes ago. Sean appears. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1, and he's gone. Lol. He called it 4 minutes
When I'm
ago.
at work, using this laptop is difficult at times.
Sarah Boone.
I am,
delayed.
and I think honestly, I think this is a worse direction to go than just saying I got drunk and oopsie poopsie. You know, like things happened, because this whole, I mean, this whole thing now turns into a self-defense argument. You've never mentioned self-defense before. There's like, and I was going to kind of crash course through everything, getting ready for the trial, but now we've got time. She has like in her one interview, she does have like this 3-minute part where she's like, "Oh my God, it was so bad, and I tried to do what I could," but the rest of it's like, "No, we were pretty cool," and
it was a great day.
I still think she was like maybe at best 20% chance of success, but this self-defense thing is going to be single digits.
Here's the thing. Have they confirmed that they're going to go with BWS? Because I heard that she's going to try to make a BWS defense.
Said they were looking into it as a possible defense was the reason for the delay.
Yeah, but I think that means they're going to go for it. I hope.
I don't think.
Well, hold on though. In Florida, no, hold on. They cannot, because you have to make a declaration 30 days before. So
but it's kicked out far enough they can now.
Yes, they can, but they have not yet. Right. So we're going to see it on the record, because Florida, you can pull up all that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see it when they actually clear that in the record. So it will be very interesting. I think we'll also get the affidavit of the expert as to that defense.
Well, and I was talking about this, and the issue is they're going to, when you're on the defense side of this, and, you know, even in the civil side of things, you can always find an expert. Now, is that expert going to be an absolute quack? Yeah. And if you guys didn't know that, for those of watching, if you guys didn't know this, there's actually kind of like a quack register, like a quack index. We can get, like, I can find a doctor to support almost anything. And hopefully they found a fairly credible one, because the state's going to find a very credible doctor, most likely, and experts who are going to say, no, she doesn't have battered woman syndrome.
Yeah.
Battered woman syndrome, battered spouse. By the way, I don't bother to say battered spouse, because it's never been applied to a man. So in fact, it's like the very structure of it. I pulled up an article. The very way it's structured, the very way, for example, in Florida, it's interpreted. It's through the Florida bar says it is a feminist perspective in the application of that defense. That's not even a joke. I'm being dead serious.
If I was trying battered spouse syndrome and I was defending a man, I'm thinking I'd go in front of it. I'd try a bench trial, because I don't think a jury would be.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a spattered bouse, man.
That was that. That was when I on my stream. No, that was my stream. I was I was a little tired. I was getting like his battered spouse and tattered.
I keep calling him her husband. I keep saying they're husband and wife. That's my hang up with that case.
No.
Yeah, I know. And
he didn't put a ring on it.
People are sending like a million of these, so I better do it before they keep yelling at me. His son was drunk, underage, crashed into a bridge. The girl was thrown from the boat and passed away. The son went to blame it on the girl's boyfriend, I believe, and the girl wasn't found for a few days, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, that's and then he took the $3 million or whatever it was. Yeah, well, he took the settlement and pocketed it, so that's not a good thing either.
Yeah, you know, and I read an article about this town where they're doing it in. It's like 5,500 people.
Yeah.
This trial is double the size of the town.
Yeah, and they've just listed everybody. Like, do you know? And they literally listed names for about 15 minutes. You know them, have ever associated with them, but they managed to get a few jurors out of this pool. So, all right, we are back. Hang on.
I should actually do a video on battered women syndrome.
It's a great topic. It's a very good topic to cover.
The pros and cons. Because I think people should apply to men, but they don't understand the policy reasoning behind it.
If it was applied. But
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to serve on jury duty, you must be qualified to serve. We're running behind schedule due to the volume or number of people we're dealing with. So what we're going to do is to
And
do
now
a
all
roll
of these
call,
questions are going to be the exact same questions that were just
take a
asked
break
for
lunch,
the previous
then
3
come back,
hours.
and there are a lot of questions I need to ask you all to determine your qualifications to serve and determine who will be in the pool of jurors that we'll be selecting the jury from. As part of the roll call process, it's necessary that an oath be administered to you. And once you've been called and brought into court on jury duty, you're not allowed to talk with each
captions are
other or
hilarious.
anybody else about the case.
Oh, yeah.
And you must give complete and truthful responses to
Does the judge
all
call it
questions
South
you are
Carolina?
asked during this process.
South
We're going to proceed with the roll call.
Apparently, people say he's a really good judge, so that'll help.
If you'll
the
give
case.
the clerk your attention, the very fine clerk of court here in Calvin County, Ms. Becky Hill.
this
She's ably
judge.
assisted by her
He's
deputy
very
clerks, Ms.
affable.
Sherry Robinson, Ms. Lori Weiss, and we'll proceed, Ms. Hill.
Thank you for coming, for waiting, for being here, ready, willing to serve. I'm going to call your jury number out. Do not call out any names. And when I call your number out, if you would stand, if you have a mask on, please take it off just for that particular time that you're going to be talking. I need for you to speak loudly, speak slowly, and if we still
Yeah,
can't
speak
hear you,
loudly
I'll
so
ask
we
you to
can
come
hear
up to
you.
this podium up here. So please, if you want to stay where you are, please speak loudly for me. I'm going to start with juror 228. So if you'll stand, I'll guide you with some of the questions, and the rest of you pay attention so that you will know what to say possibly without me having to guide you with that, but I do not mind guiding you. So juror 228, do you work currently? Okay, speak louder for me, please. You do work. Where do you work? Public service?
Public service.
Republic service. Did I get that correct? Okay. Are you married? No, you're single. Thank
And he'll be
you.
happy not to run the garbage route.
Do you want to send me your digits?
I was going to say, so does the fuck buddy count?
It doesn't go with this particular system.
Or my cousin?
I'm trying to get them to call as well.
He's like, well, he'd tell that clerk, he's like, well, actually, it's your
But if we
niece.
can't hear them, Judge, would it
Oh,
be
no.
okay to bring them to this banister and have them speak up?
If necessary, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Juror 240, will you please stand? Thank you. Do you currently
Masks.
work? You're retired. Yay, you. What did you do before you retired? Travel agent. Are you married? And what does he do? He's
That's not a
working
thing
with you before
anymore,
retired.
travel agents.
Thank you. Did everyone get that?
For old people, that's not it.
Juror 244, please stand. Do you work currently?
Yes.
Where?
Department of Social Services. I am single.
Thank you.
I am
Appreciate
single.
that.
She's crazy.
Juror 248.
Yeah.
I'm single, other jurors.
She's like,
I'm
yup, put a
blonde.
ring on
Where do
this.
you work?
I weigh 158
And
pounds.
you are
I have
single.
2
Thank
dogs.
you. Juror 249. You take your
A
mask
cat.
down, please. Do you
I
work?
like long walks on
And
the
where do
beach.
you work?
Why are these people wearing
I
masks?
did not hear that. sir. UPS. Oh,
That's
thank
helpful.
you. I love
That is
UPS.
super helpful
Are you
information.
married?
No, ma'am.
You're single.
Well, Korea, as of tomorrow
Juror
midnight,
251.
no longer has to wear masks indoors.
Really, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff, yes, it's the best news I can get coming back to
249,
Korea.
did I call
I mean,
juror
3
249?
years and 3 days we've been
I-
wearing
Is that my
masks
UPS
indoors.
guy?
My most
Oh,
recent,
okay, gotcha.
I had a trial on
251.
Halloween.
You'll
I
stand,
used,
please. Thank
I got
you.
rid of a couple
Do you
people
work
because they were
currently?
wearing masks.
You do not.
That's
I
helpful
didn't
to
get on
know.
the topic. Yeah.
And where?
I also
Oh,
got
no.
rid of the cop.
Are you married or single? Divorced. Thank you. Juror
That's a weird way of
254.
answering that question.
Same
Married or
questions.
single?
Do you
I'm
work
divorced,
currently?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
Teenage services for
She really fucking hates her husband.
Thank you. Are you single or married?
married, nurse.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
and if
very
you're
much.
lucky, you won't have to wear your mask on the
Juror
plane ride back.
255.
I'm on.
Do you work currently?
You know what's weird? You don't have to wear them on a plane here in the U.S., but you do have to show proof of the vaccine in order to enter
You
the
work for
U.S.
Beaufort County as well as doing what?
Yeah, if you're a foreigner.
Facility maintenance.
Not if you're American.
Thank you.
A foreigner, non-immigrant.
Juror 257. Thank you. Do you work currently?
Yes, ma'am. I'm employed here in Agnew.
She learned her lesson.
Did you work before retiring?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Did you work before
Probation
retiring?
agent?
That's one of those.
You don't mind telling me
Was
one
the
more
defend?
time
Was
what
the
you
victim
do for a
alive before he was dead?
What you do for a living? What you do?
Location manager for Lodge in Agnew, here in Agnew.
Okay. Thank you very much. Juror 258. Good afternoon now. Do you work currently?
Good afternoon now.
Have you ever
Oh, I
worked?
love that.
Are you married or single?
Single.
Okay. Thank you very much. Juror 259. You would stand, please. Okay, you're in the back. You know what that means. Okay. Do you work currently?
That means you're a racist. Go to the front, dude.
And
I feel like this clerk would be the best substitute teacher ever. She sounds so stoked about her job.
thank you
She's
very
like,
much.
"Oh,
Do we need any?
you're
want to
single?
repeat for that?
Well, that's too bad." What were you
Juror
before you were
262.
single, honey?
You would stand, please.
Bless your heart.
Yes, ma'am. Department of Veterans Affairs. He works for Orangeburg Sheriff's Department.
Department of Veteran Affairs.
Juror 266. Do you currently work?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And what do you do?
Police manager, all
Okay. Are you married or single?
married.
You say police officer?
Thank you
That's
very
what I
much.
thought he said.
Juror 267.
That's why I kind of went, huh?
Do you work currently?
I work at Laura Taylor Shop in Beaufort.
In Beaufort?
On self-employed.
All right. You married or single? Single? Divorced. Okay, thank you. Juror 278.
That's single people.
Hi there. Or do you currently work?
Yes.
Where?
So they don't college in Ridgeville,
Okay.
married and she's disabled.
And she's disabled?
He's
Has
gone.
she ever worked before being disabled? What did she do?
HIV house.
Okay. Thank you
HIV
very
intelligence? What?
Juror 282.
They need a portable mic.
Do you currently work?
Yes, ma'am.
And where?
You, that was your package. Married.
Like a little
Okay.
hand mic.
Thank you. Juror 284.
So did I hear this right? There was a cop on the jury?
Good afternoon.
That's what we
That's
all
what I
thought he
thought I
said.
heard.
Currently work?
In a county that small, he would have probably worked on
Did you ever
the
work before
case.
becoming disabled?
Yeah, we figured how many people were in that county, Andrew?
And are you married?
35,000.
Separated?
Oh,
All right, thank you very much.
35,000.
Yeah, there's 4,500 in this town.
Juror 587.
But this is a different county, apparently. They moved it up to another
587.
small county.
Uh-huh.
But to your
Yeah,
point, potentially criminal, one of the potential jurors, their fiance was first on the scene
Oh.
in the last round.
It was like literally number 2 on site.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's an
Juror
easy.
294.
Wait, so it's a witness for the. It's probably
That
a witness
was
too, then.
587.
Like,
I'm
yeah, it's
587. Juror 294. Thank you. Do you currently work? You're in school. Great for you. Where do you go to school?
See, she's
Thank
just
you.
delightful.
Are you
I want
married
to
or
go buy her
single?
a coffee or something.
Okay, thank you.
See, she could have reduced that interaction by
303.
1/3 if she wouldn't have said the extraneous crap. Just go through it. You got 900 fucking jurors here.
She's just trying to make it a little easier for all my
Yeah, but she's
Big
gonna
Dad.
lose that.
You in case
But
you
you know
lose
she's
someone.
gonna lose it eventually, Danny. She can't keep it up.
Look, she has a captive audience.
All right,
She's a
juror
comedian.
306.
We're missing the funnies.
Hello. Yes, sir. Oh, I didn't hear. I know you're married. Capital One. All right, thank you. Juror 319. Good afternoon.
No. Nothing interesting happened pre-break.
Thank you.
This is exactly what happened
Juror
pre-break.
322. Good afternoon. Do you currently work? Okay, I'm gonna have to get you to talk a little bit louder. Okay, where do you work? Okay, are you married or single? Thank you very much.
A lot of single folks. I'm going to
You're
South Carolina.
326. Hi there, back in the back.
I work for Joe's Truck Accessories, and I'm currently single.
All right, thank you.
County assessor.
Juror 327. Yes, do you currently work?
It's like a county auditor in a lot of places.
Tell me that one more time. W International. Okay.
He just made that up.
And are you married or single? Single. Thank you very much.
You're
Juror
welcome.
331. Will you please stand?
Carolina servers.
What do you do for Carolina Service? Okay. All right. Is that in Walterboro?
This is the second batch. They're
Okay, thank you.
guessing 4 batches. So
Juror 336.
yeah.
You'd stand, please. Good afternoon. Do you currently work? Unemployed? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Juror 337. Good afternoon. Do you currently work? Yes. Where? Turkey Plantation. Okay. Married or single?
Turkey plantation?
Where does?
Sure.
Also. Okay. Thank you very much.
Got a reason on a
Juror
farm.
338.
I am a homemaker, I've always been a homemaker, I'm married, my husband owns his own business, it's woodworking.
All right. Thank you very much.
She's on the jury.
her.
Juror 343.
Work at Counsel and consider everybody you take,
Thank you very much. Juror 346.
Courted love. Speed dating. Where do you work? Where did you work? How many times have you been married?
All
Any
right,
kids?
thank you.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Juror 349.
I'm in Flux's and Jessica's ears. That's
Do we need
cool.
to repeat that? Do we have that?
Yes, please, one more time.
If I could get you to say that one more time, if you don't mind, Miss 349.
international paper,
Okay?
and I'm currently single.
International paper.
Thank you. 351.
Sounds like she said the international vapors.
I dare say.
I get the international vapors whenever I look at Danny.
I do say.
Thank you very
I do
much.
say, Jeff.
Juror 358.
Oh my.
Thank you.
Perhaps later. We'll give you some
363.
ASMR.
Good afternoon.
Here for my parents, and I'm single.
Okay,
Yeah, I had someone
thank you very
report my
much.
stream because I ASMR'd.
Juror
They found me disgusting and
367.
vile.
Really?
It was a Sarah Boone case. I can't remember what we were doing, but it's like you know, it's like
All
she's
right,
like,
thank you very
oh
much.
yeah, handcuff me now, handcuff me behind my back, bend me over the table.
Juror
And I go,
37.
I'm reporting you. This is disgusting. Nothing ever came of it though. Relax,
Thank you very
people.
much.
It's all a joke.
Juror 374. Thank you very much.
Her boyfriend did all the
Juror
ASMR anyway.
383.
Help me, I can't breathe. Help me.
Retired from the postal service, currently on disability from.
Oh, that was the worst. That was the creepiest thing ever at the end of that suitcase video when he's like, let me just
Okay. Thank you very much.
Go to sleep.
Juror 384.
Oh. It's bad. It's not the worst.
What,
That
what
was,
did
that
you
was
do
pretty
before?
damn creepy.
School district, 13 years, 15 years, teaching U.S. history and Constitution, as an administrator, and I'm happy to
I'm hearing
Something was funny. I think he's a county administrator.
So number 387, I'm sorry you have to come behind that. Number 387.
Calvin County School District, but middle school, I'm single.
Thank you very much. Happily single. Juror 390.
I work for MJ Logistics. I'm an HR administrator. I am married. My husband works for Prime Logistics as an operations manager.
Thank you. Next is juror 393.
Newport County School District, Montessori teacher, and I'm single.
Thank you.
Why am I
Juror
squinting at my
394.
screen to hear better? I'm just hurting my eyes.
Self-employed, married, USPS.
Thank you. Juror 395.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. My daughter has a seizure disorder.
Oh, jeez.
Married. My husband is a foreman.
Excuses later, yeah.
Southeastern Limited.
Thank you.
If you didn't hear that, she said,
Juror
I'm a stay-at-home
396.
mom. My daughter just had a seizure this morning.
Oh.
Maybe.
They're all laughing with you, too.
Maury's still on. She wants to go home.
Juror 397.
I'm a manager at Waffle House. I'm married.
Yeah, boy.
Family construction worker.
Thank you. Do you like Waffle House? Juror 390.
We're going to do a Huddle House if you're down in South Carolina.
Like them smothered, like them covered.
Thank you. Happily
Captain
single. Juror 400.
I'm a machine operator at Harris Engineering in West Columbia, and I'm
All right, thank you. Juror 403.
I'm retired, I have first retirement, law enforcement, second retirement.
Law enforcement?
Thank you.
He's gone.
Juror 405.
I'm not self-employed, I'm married, and my wife is stay-at-home mom.
Thank you. Juror 408.
Wall Street construction.
Single or married?
Oh, Jesus, she sounded like she was interested there.
Juror 413.
He's single or married?
Telling you.
Good afternoon. Work.
Self-employed.
Self-employed.
Self-employed,
Thank you. What do you
baby.
do, self-employed?
Crypto.
Okay, thank you. Juror
Day
420.
trader.
Yeah,
Jim
I ran
Rohn.
Logan Paul's crypto scam.
What do you do?
Would you like an NFT, Sean?
No, but I'm doing a video
That
of him coming
hard?
up too.
Okay. Let us know what you do. Give us some information on your way out. Juror 426.
Rich Baptist Church, Rich Christian Academy, financial administrator, HR, husband, so
HR.
Thank
Teachers
you.
and HR people.
Juror 430.
Juror 30, wake
Good
up.
afternoon. And do you work? Okay. Are you married or single? You're married. Is this your lovely wife?
Just making it awkward in there for
Well, thank
everybody.
you very much.
Wow,
Like,
sound like
nah,
you're
she's
900
my
years old.
thought thing, and I thought this was supposed to be anonymous. Shut up, lady.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Do you work? Okay. And you're single. Thank you. Juror 438.
Thank you. I love her so much. Somebody get her some candy to throw at the jurors
Thank
with
you.
each question. Here.
Juror 439.
I'm a government contractor at the logistics analyst, and my husband's retired.
All right, thank you. Juror
I said
441.
retired electrician. Her husband was.
I work at Verizon and I'm single.
Thank you. Juror 446.
Currently work at Dr. Shrewsbury in Givens, Oklahoma, and my husband is a registered
He's a registered.
forester.
Thank you.
Forrester.
Juror 447. Hi there.
I work at Dunkin' Donuts. I also go to school, and I'm single.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to change that, but you know.
Yes, we thank
Finally,
you.
someone laying it
You're
down.
here to
He's like over there
serve.
checking out who said single.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Is there anybody's number that has not been called that is in this courtroom? If you'd stand up for me, please. Okay, I'm gonna get this gentleman over here first. What is your number?
Everybody in court.
Ooh, take your mask off for me. 427. And what do you do for a living? Disabled. Did you work before becoming disabled?
He's a professional disabled.
Okay,
They have those in
married?
Korea.
That's true, though.
okay.
They pretend to be handicapped and bother you to give them money.
And
Well,
gentlemen,
you also get out of military service that way.
Yeah.
432, okay.
I've got to hop off.
All right,
I'll be right
thank
back. I
you.
got to make a phone
All
call
righty.
to the client.
Is there
Okay.
anybody else before we turn
See
it
you in a
over
bit.
to the judge? Thank you very much for coming today. Judge Newman, they're all yours.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break for lunch.
All right.
And have you come back at 2:30.
That's an hour and 15 minutes. That's a good time to wrap this sucker up.
Number 430, I believe. And are you disabled? Yes. So you do not need to come back. Juror number 430, disabled. And the juror in the back.
What if they want to? That's discriminatory.
What is your disability, sir?
He's had a kidney transplant.
And you're
Is a judge
disabled and
forcing you to
can't
answer
serve
that
on jury
question
duty?
in public, an ADA violation?
He would have the right to say, I'd rather answer in private.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to excuse you as well. The two of you will not have to come back. You got his juror number? All right. And any other disabled jurors? Yes, sir.
Currently on disability with stenosis from my back, but the more significant issue is that I have narcolepsy.
All right, your juror number is?
383.
All right, number 383, you will not have to come back.
Shit.
Yes, sir.
I'm on disability, but I'm also the primary caregiver for my 85-year-old mother who's in a wheelchair.
What's your number, sir?
Now, your name is juror number?
284.
Okay, number 284 will not have to come back. So we'll
Everybody,
break for
haven't
lunch.
forgotten
All
your
the
super
other
chats. We're
jurors
just
need
waiting
be
for him to
back
stop
at
talking here.
That's impressive, just saying my back hurts, and the judge is like,
Please do
no.
not discuss the case at all with any,
Ballsy.
or engage with anyone else connected with the case.
All right. Well,
Michelle.
They are done for an hour and 15 minutes, and it being 3:18 a.m., I ain't sticking around for an hour and 15 minutes. Well, let's burn through these 5 super chats here. Sue Miller 1000 says Boone is confabulating drunk, typical for severe alcoholics. Allegedly, I'm a retired mental health nurse whose behavior is out of control and in denial. Wait. Parentheses, I'm a retired mental health nurse, parentheses, whose behavior is out of control and in denial. Not a mental health nurse whose behavior is out of control. Yeah. Parentheses are important for those of you that are just hearing. Parenthetically, she said, I'm a retired mental health nurse, which was explaining her rationale for knowing that Boone is confabulating drunk for severe alcoholics whose behavior is out of control and in denial. And Sean just stroked out and fell off his chair.
Sudden death.
Sean, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Holy Sheep says, pretty sure Boone will have the defense in the bag.
Oh, no.
And see, that's how invested Sean is in this trial. His name, as you can see it right there. Well, as you can see it right. No, damn it! I'm boomering the shit out of this here. He's got a little suitcase right there next to potentially criminal.
I've had the
that's how
briefcase there
invested
for a while. Yeah.
Get in, George. Get in.
Sarah. That case is, she's
good. I just want to hear her defense, right? Because I mean, anytime you've had 6 lawyers, it's going to be crazy.
Well, I still think the defense is I didn't commit a crime. What crime did I commit? Like, were my actions criminal? Like, did I have did I fully put him in here? Did he put himself in there? And then
she said put him in there.
Well, yeah, but I think he voluntarily. But I think there are issues of how did it flip over, all that stuff. So, yeah,
I think she kind of loses that when she said, "I left a hole in there where he could put his 2 fingers through," and the cops are looking at the video going, "I don't see that hole." Oh, and by the way, you had a paperclip shut, didn't you?
Well, it's going to be tough for her, but that's probably your best bet.
Yeah. She can
you're
say
right
anything she wants in her defense, but yeah. I wish I was drunk. Says you wouldn't want to go with your side chick. Yeah, go with your side chick there to the court and ever ask about your relationship. I'm married, but not to this lovely woman. John Gordon, forget the auto shop. Go to jury duty to find a date.
Seriously, Megan Fox, update your dating advice now. Now
Go
it's
for jury duty. And finally, hard for the truth. Here for the truth.
Hard for the truth.
I'm tired.
Jeff!
Here for the truth.
I don't want to ask.
Paging Dr. Freud. Paging Dr. Freud. If you're an older, sadly, divorce sounds better than single. I wear that fucker like a badge of pride, man. I am
like
divorced.
It's like a female MGTOW. It's so interesting.
Oh God. So, Sean, have you been following this case with any degree of regularity?
I mean, just a little bit here and there.
Anything that's particularly fascinating or interesting to you about this case?
This is a lot of crap to go through just to cover up the fact you were stealing money from your law firm.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
To go out and like clip your okay, I get maybe killing your partners or somebody, but like knocking off your family and then faking your it's a lot of work just to
and trying to have someone delete you as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty extreme.
I mean, I give him credit. I appreciate. I admired the dedication and the stick-to-itiveness. Like he came up with the plan and he worked. He planned his work and he worked his plan.
He executed.
Yeah.
Well, and see, I think this is going to be the defense. Is well, the wife was Swiss cheesed with a rifle, and the son was whacked with a boomstick. So it was two other people. It was two people. It wasn't just me doing it with two separate weapons. It was two killers. So I mean, this is goes well beyond the normal range of planning.
Is that what happened with them? Different weapons? Oh,
yes. Yeah. He allegedly took the wife out with a rifle and the son out with a shotgun.
It's like Boondock. Have you seen Boondock Saints, Jeff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like
great movie.
It was two guys with guns, or what if it was one guy with two guns?
Yeah. Well, I've been accused of looking like Connolly in there when I put on my overcoat and sailor hat. Then Billy Connolly. Anywho, yeah. Yeah, this is a wild case. Like I said, I mean, just the amount of planning. If he did it, we still have to say allegedly for the next little while.
If he did it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The OJ,
he's gonna write a book.
If I did,
if he gets up, he's already doing the OJ defense. His lawyer said that we need to get him acquitted as quickly as possible so that the police can find the real killer. They literally said that. Like,
nice.
Maybe he's on the golf course. Yeah. Maybe he's on the golf course with OJ's real killer.
This man on trial.
Hey, he's got his right to self-defense. He's got his right to defend himself. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. He's got his right to defend himself.
I mean, if he used self-defense, that would be a ballsy move.
Now, see, the thing is, he left the one son alive. Allegedly, the one son that was whacked was
no. He's not allegedly alive. He's alive though, for sure.
Yeah, well, he left part was allegedly.
Okay,
as if he had something to do with it. But the one that was deleted was the one that was involved in the boating accident, allegedly, also. But I mean, what's the surviving son thinking at this point? Like, well, geez, guess I'm happy dad liked
he's fucked.
me.
His name is fucked. That's the problem. Is that his reputation is fucked.
And all the money is gone too.
In a place like this, your reputation is the most valuable thing, especially in a small town like this. I mean, he's absolutely done. And at that point, I'm looking into a name change and moving somewhere far, far, far away.
See, I don't even think this was financially unrecoverable for him. I think he's down like 8.5 million that he allegedly embezzled and stole and whatnot. But
he's got a comeback?
He's got a 1,770 acre estate. That's got to sell for at least 8-9 mil.
Not South Carolina.
I don't know. I mean, I mean, if it's all swamp, it's
liquidate the firm. Well, at least liquidate his portion of it.
Well, he liquidated his wife.
Yeah, and son allegedly.
He liquidated her share.
Like, there's something to be said for being the favorite son, I guess. You know, it's hey. And dad was even willing to take a bullet in the back of the head to get him 10 million.
He thought you weren't worth it. I don't know. I mean, that's what you got to be thinking.
Well, see, Sean,
he didn't take me with him.
Because this is one of my favorite stories that I tell about my father. who was rather verbally abusive growing up. I always tell people he left the army in 1954, but he never really left the army.
Yeah.
And that was one of the favorite things he ever said. It was so funny that I almost laughed, which probably would have been the end of me. He was mad about something. He said, "You're not worth the powder it would take to blow you to hell." So I can allegedly say, "You're just not worth killing, son." That's literally been said to me at some point in my life. So if that was the case, I know how he feels.
But still doesn't justify you killing your family, though.
No, see, it's like my father was a drill instructor, was a drill sergeant during the he was a drill sergeant. He was in the army in Texas and during the Korean War. And so that was like the stuff he would always say to me. He was, "I've got more backbone on my little finger than you got in your entire body." And by the way, if you ever ask what someone's backbone is doing in their little finger, don't. You won't like the results. Mop the floor with you. It was just kind of fun. But yeah, that was my favorite thing my father ever said to me was, "You're not worth the powder it would take to blow you to hell."
That's actually funny, though.
No, it really is, because the things he would say to me when he got angry would literally make me want to laugh.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only did that once or twice, and the results
and then you learn
less than spectacular. Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of all we got here today. Potentially criminal Sean, grift yourself here, man. Grift yourself.
All right, guys, you can find me at Potentially Criminal over here on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute. I mean, wherever I can survive at. Thing I'm trying to, well, God, if I can get it done tonight, I'm going to try to have it out. Logan Paul. Yeah, I think he's got some big old problems coming his way. He got caught, well, he did an NFT scam. He did an NFT pump and dump that failed. Then he did this NFT pump and dump that turned into a disaster. And I know some people are thinking, "Oh, maybe he was working with the feds." I'm like, yeah, but then in the middle of that, he went and started another NFT. So it's like, I'm not so sure. I think he's got some wire fraud stuff coming his way. Going to be talking about that. It should be pretty interesting.
Are you going to have attorney Tom on to talk about his clients?
No, but I'm mentioning that Tom's going after, Tom's going after him, and yeah, multi-million-dollar lawsuit sounds bad, but that sounds really bad, but wire fraud, mail fraud, conspiracy, money laundering, tax evasion, which is probably all in there, structuring, commodities fraud,
yeah.
It's it's not only just like the DOJ, but it's like the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission. It's the Federal Trade Commission. The SEC might get involved just because of the way they did this. They kind of securitize some of this a little bit, the way they talk about the return.
Here's the thing, Sean, and I've talked about this before about crypto. It's like the thing with crypto is because the regulations aren't clear, they can fuck whoever they want to fuck. They can and they can selectively fuck you. Right? They can be like, "Oh, well, this isn't a security, but Crypto Zoo, this
XRP,
one specifically." Well, yeah, exactly. But this specifically, they can do it as applied. They can say, "Logan Paul, this was a security. You're peddling a security. Fuck you!" And just send them up the river if they want to.
And it also doesn't help though. His brother, scammed a bunch of crypto in the past year or two. He's been involved in some sketchy shit. And then it also doesn't help that the whole FTX thing right now. You think any of those prosecutors would not love to nail some lily white douchebag like him to the wall?
And this is exactly what happens when two really dumb kids think they're smarter than everybody else.
Well, more than that, though, Sean, I think this could distract from the Sam Bankman-Fried because I think there's a lot of people that don't want us to pay attention to FTX because of that pipeline over to that country that we just funneled more money to. I think
where all the Nazis are.
Yes.
Also, I forget who it was that complained about that. They're Banderists. They love Stefan Bandera, and they love the Galician division. Go look at what they were doing before the war started. And go figure out, go Google who those groups are. Not nice people.
So, Legal Mindset grift.
legalmindset.locals.com. Also have a Teespring up. We have a great Pimpcast merch if you guys want to check that out. Shout out to I saw Will in the chat earlier with the Cellulite podcast, but check that out. We'll probably have people ask me, "Oh, are you going to be doing it during trial streaming?" Maybe. We'll see how we get in 2 weeks in. But I want to get the trial groove on with Legal Vices here for the next week or two, kind of see how we're doing. Stella getting her groove back. Once we've got that, then maybe that'll be 2 weeks down the line. Also got a lot of fun things in store, which I'll be talking about. But I'm in Singapore. I'll be flying back tomorrow. So you guys will be hanging with Legal Vices, but then we'll be back to kind of a morning, afternoon sort of thing. But yeah, looking forward to it, guys. And I will see you on Wednesday p.m. My next stream will be Wednesday p.m.
Awesome. And make sure you subscribe to both of these guys. Class acts, degenerates, both of them. Two of my favorite peeps sitting around here. And for me, hit the subscribe button while you're here. And again, for those of you that think you're subscribed to these two people already, go back, double check, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is up to some fuckery occasionally with deleting people for no reason whatsoever. Let's close out our poll here, see how our like and subscribe poll did. I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly 18% of you said a knife hitting a boyfriend's chest. 24% of you said a loony deleting his family. 26% of you said shotgunning someone over a mattress. And with 32% of the vote, I hit that like and subscribe button like allegedly a suitcase bouncing down the stairs. There you go. That's the end of today's like and subscribe poll. Come back tomorrow for more. We got 2 super chats to burn through, and then we will cut this thing off, and I will go to sleep. Yay. We got 3 now because Bad Weather Biker just had to send more money. Thank you so much. Bad Weather Biker, a dadism from my dad. He told me I talked like I had a paper asshole. I don't even know what that means, but I like it.
I like it too.
I don't even know what it means, but I like it. I like that. That's good. Beautiful, messy ball. I believe prosecution has brought RICO charges. I'm sure they're somewhere in those 106 charges, seeing how there was lots of drug trafficking involved and money and wire fraud. And I'm sure there's lots of RICO in there because there's mentioned other people that were involved. We'll have to see how it goes. Bad Weather Biker, another dadism from my dad. My nickname as kid was Broken Rubber. Absolutely true story. Well, there's 4 years between me and my older brother, 2 years between me and my younger sister, and then like 9 years between me and my younger brother. I always just called him Accident growing up. Just called him Accident. Yeah. That's how that goes. Anyway, guys. Yeah, mods. Thank you guys so much for being here. Mods, you guys rock it. We got the greatest chat on the entire YouTube platform, and I can say that in front of Legal Mindset and potentially Criminal Sean because you're both basically the same chat. So that's great. Can't do this without you guys. And for those of you that are listening in the background, you go about your work, drive around as you do your jobs, do your housework, whatever. Come back later, hit the like button, leave a subscribe, and leave a comment for everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern time for more fun and shenanigans in jury selection. Hopefully it'll wrap up by tomorrow afternoon. They told the jury pool from the first group to come back at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So they're really, really hoping to have a jury settled by 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow so they can get in with the opening arguments on Wednesday morning. Let's see if that happens. Till then, any last words, Andrew?
No, I'm looking forward to this case. I think it should be very interesting. I look forward to covering it with you, Jeff, and I think it's going to get more interesting as we go down the line. And I already like this judge, so at least that's step one. Like, at least it's not a judge that is going to be incredibly annoying. So that's the first step.
And potentially Criminal Sean, any last words?
I mean, if they get the jury picked by tomorrow, that's pretty impressive for the size of this case. So,
yeah.
Let's hope it happens because I don't want to do this again.
Fingers crossed.
And for me again, Andrew's going to be on a plane tomorrow, so I'll be all by my little lonesome. Sean, you're welcome to pop in tomorrow for more hijinks, shenanigans, and ripping drama and tension from jury selection.
I may or may not. It kind of depends on there's a lot going on tomorrow.
I'll shoot you a link anyway. You can come if you want.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're all welcome to come on my stream. Yeah. You can come on my stream.
I'm going to come live.
Yeah.
Just don't cross.
Don't come. Don't come, Sean.
I don't care where you come as long as you clean it up, but no crossing the streams. All right.
Never.
And before YouTube boots me, I'm going to boot myself. Y'all take care. Enjoy everything, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye.